Welcome to episode 10, 11, somewhere in that range, of For a Fistful of Thrones. When last we left off, the crew had returned to the Shield of Arnor above the death world of Ramian, having destroyed an altar and 4 demon weapons. You monsters, they just wanted a home.
Well, I'm not for sale, so fuck off.
I was gonna say, yeah, our souls.
Also, I wasn't there for it, so I don't know what exactly went down except some weird stuff.
Except for, we blew the shit out of a cave.
Oh yeah, that too. Well, that's pretty normal. Of course, people should have listened to me earlier, and we should have just macro round it. But no, man, no one ever listened to my macro round idea.
That's how we miss things and just have bigger problems.
It's a macro round. Literally,
Yeah.
you just have to get it in the ballpark.
You can't macro around every problem or you won't have a campaign, alright?
I can try, though. I can try.
If you want the campaign to quickly dissolve into the GM trying to find reasons why you shouldn't macro round shit.
Imagine it would resolve quicker in the GM killing the party and saying, "Alright, fuck you guys, I'm out."
Man, you went around macro rounding every planet. The Administratum has something to say to you, very loudly through the Imperial Navy's guns.
It began in macro rounds and it ends in macro rounds.
60 years. Again, in about 50 or 60 years.
Plus, to be fair, I'm not the one in charge of the ship. It's the rogue trader. So if any problems come, that's on him there. I'm just accounting.
Right.
You're not even the top accountant either.
I mean, I'm not the top accountant.
You're not.
How am I not the top accountant?
You got that other accountant that was here before you.
No, she's
Don
more of
Qua?
your, she's more of your personal assistant.
Last I checked, I had the
And
position
everyone
as a ship accountant, but
whenever
okay.
Zeus decides to go gallivanting on the surface.
Listen, Lilia's the personal accountant, or the personal secretary, whereas...
Vanessa knows how to do numbers.
Yeah.
Don't tell me what the positions of my crew are, voice in my head. You think I have to listen to you? I fucking don't.
Oh,
I'm
I
the
see.
second-
So
I'm
Lilia is
officer.
the top
I'm telling
one.
you the
but she-
position
Listen,
of your crew.
listen, Lilia is your Batman. Vanessa's your accountant.
Voice in my head, you keep playing hardball, I'll play hardball. Son of a bitch.
Jeffrey, shut the fuck up.
This is not softball.
Lady Moriana, I think the Lord Captain is slowly losing his mind. I think we should mercy kill him.
This is slowly bullcrap.
Slowly bullcrap.
Correction, Moriana, the Lord Captain's been slowly losing his mind for the past 25 years. We should kill him now before it advances.
At any rate. You lot are currently in orbit over Ramian aboard the Shield, having just destroyed the altar as was asked of you by the High Council of Earthhome.
AKA the Council of Cats. Does anyone remember what that city's name was from? Go for it.
Right, let's just get him up
Okay.
on the Vox phone.
Post-
Oh, wait, they don't fucking have one.
They got weird crystals or
Anyway.
something.
But yeah. So post Moriana's stress relief. She's gonna thank the arms and just go to find the Lord Captain to bring him news about the.
Can we roll to see if it was the assassin that banged Moriana?
I mean, if it was, she wouldn't be reporting in, so,
Yeah, there'd be a new definition of getting banged.
That's pretty
No,
cool
it's-
definition.
I'm pretty sure it's actually older than the sexual version of getting banged.
I'm pretty sure the sexual version came first.
Agree to disagree, because we'd have to do some time travel shit to find this out.
That's chicken and egg crap going on there. Anyways.
But yeah. So is currently attempting to locate the Lord Captain to give him the status report. Oh, status update, rather.
I would have told Lilia I'm going to my office for a minute.
What happened? You cut out there.
I would have told Lilia I'm going to my office for a minute.
All right.
So
Well,
he's in his
see.
office.
I assume I bump into Lady Moriana. She's looking for the Lord Captain.
Yep.
Almost comically.
How did I get here? I was just brushing my teeth. Oh, Lady Moriana. The warp phenomena on the ship is startling.
That's happening, and there's a lot of work stuff going on.
But if you're looking for the Lord Captain Iskander, he's technically in his office.
Did he ask to not be disturbed, or?
He most certainly did not.
Just check if there's a sock on the door.
He's alone to my knowledge, so all you'd be interrupting is some... Well, you wouldn't be interrupting much. Go ahead.
Fuck you, Mom. Fuck you.
Sounds like something my mom would say.
You guys don't understand. I grew up in a Hispanic family.
But yeah.
He's gonna pull fucking chancla. That's how I kept Iskander from chaos. I've just been beating him with a slipper.
Stop it! Ah! Fuck!
No dating women with
Okay,
purple hair.
fine. Jesus.
Fine, I won't go to a fucking sex orgy. I didn't want to go anyway. I don't know why you needed to beat me with a shoe.
Because it instills
Told you
fear of
about the
everyday
sex
footwear.
orgy.
It dissuades foot fetishes, son. Don't worry.
Or causes them. We're not entirely sure.
Anyways. But yeah, anyways, and be on our way to the Lord Captain's office. And then stop for a moment, walk back, and just ask for directions to him, still kind of...
I'm not doing much, and I have to get back to my chambers to finish brushing my teeth. Please come with me.
Meanwhile, looking over a bunch of fucking paperwork. Why is this shit on paper? Why do we still use paper in this timeline?
There is still
Shit,
a
I
good
never
amount
learned
of
how to
paperwork,
read.
I would imagine.
Why do you use paper in this timeline, Jeffrey? Because not every planet can produce
The
dates.
administratum.
Fair enough.
Just imagine Iskander looking at these papers. Shit, I really wish I knew how to read.
I don't know how to read. That's one of the many things that was instilled to me by my... yeah.
By me, your battle nanny.
See, I was gonna say the other thing, and I knew it was wrong, and I couldn't figure it out. But yeah. Just looking over a bunch of paperwork, filling that shit out. Got down there.
Loud knocking on door. Pull your pants up, Iskander.
I'm gonna wait like a solid minute. Okay, come in.
The power play of making people accustomed to your timing.
It is the most classic power play. Is it going to open the door for Moriana?
Thank you. And Mario will enter the room. I went through the goddamn words.
You can do it.
I
He holds up
searched
a
the men's
lord.
equipment. Yeah, I
That's why I
searched
was
the
going to
men's
make a
equipment,
dirty joke.
and yeah, there were no weapons to speak of. It must have been something else. I can assure you none of the away team, apart from myself, Ramirez, and Source, had power weapons in that cave.
It was like halfway through, like signing his name on something. Oh, damn it! I must be getting paranoid. Well, no, that's not true. I've been paranoid. Okay, thank you. Dismissed. Actually,
Then turn around sharp.
get another team of guardsmen ready. We need to go back down to the council and tell them we destroyed those relics.
Very well, sir. I shall have an away team prepared. Preference on size?
10. Usual.
Very well, sir. Where I will go to do that. Jeff move chair, but make a point to not pick the same last time because well, those guys deserve a break.
Noted.
They're talking about unionizing. God, this is bullshit.
What
And
is
then,
combat
just
fatigue?
as she
What?
leaves, Iskander's gonna just press that button on his desk. By the way, Lilia, please report to my office. Something to discuss with you.
I am right outside your door. You could have just poked your head out.
I assumed you left because I assumed you had things to do.
It's a very
I
big
was
door,
going
I
to
imagine.
walk. I was going to escort the lady back to her chambers, as is customary among nobility.
Since when is that a custom?
Because I said it and it's law now.
Fair enough.
Damn.
Right.
Going to-
So
I'm gonna step inside now, I guess.
don't know if you know this, but I'm gonna ask you anyway, considering you probably would. When I got almost bisected, do we still have the film from the sergeant's helm on that?
I would assume you'd have to ask the sergeant on that one.
Fair enough.
I don't keep. Well, actually, the person to ask
Probably
just
have to
left.
ask the
Lady
tech
Moriana would
priest.
likely. Well, she hasn't been here that long.
No, I'd probably have to ask the tech priest to make sure we save that.
You guys would also have had to have, picture recorders on their fucking helmets, but
Which we probably didn't, because that was
Stated
before.
we did.
Oh god, that was before we got them their good shit, so probably not.
I think
Well,
we
they could
did.
probably
because
draw
I
for you.
know that Shade brought it up out of character that was recorded. And in character. So at least the sergeant had a pick recorder.
I don't recall it bringing that up.
That
but
is yes, that is correct.
Okay, you
So-
did
That
bring
is
it up
correct,
because
yeah.
I also brought it up because I asked the sergeant, hey, do you think that stuff on Remin would still be on your helmet
on Yamamoto,
cam?
you
And he
mean.
said, no, I don't have it on my helmet cam, but they probably have it in the ship.
No, he specifically said that they didn't hold records for that long.
No,
Yeah.
he said it was probably on the ship.
No, I'm with Pat on
Considering
this
that
one. I
they
remember
enshrined
saying
my
it.
armor, I
Well.
think they would have kept that.
I mean,
They'd
the
enshrined
armor
your armor,
itself
yes,
is
but-
proof enough that it happened.
Yeah, the proof enough that you should be dead.
Look, just have them talk to your master of sanctity and have them, kill, like, potentially bring them to the, like, the whole man picking the emperor's word right there. That's most of what they need.
Holy Man speaking the Emperor's word in front of an object that he claims is a relic.
Yeah, but this is the imperial. This is really.
Yeah, I know.
Right.
That Master of Sanctity was tortured near death like 40 times just so he could.
I am actually Lutheran.
Okay. Anywho.
After getting done with this paperwork that I've been putting off for a really long time, I'm going to go to the hangar bay and go talk to those cat people. 'Cause I need to do that.
I presume that, he waits for the team.
Yes. I imagine they'd be assembled by the time I'm done with this paperwork I've been putting off
Okay.
for 3 months.
Oh man, you could imagine a lot of shit, can't you?
No, not really, but that's one of the very few things I can imagine. If you can't be organized by that time, then when you 10 idiots do show up, you're getting executed for incompetence.
In Soviet Russia.
That's fair.
I don't know where I was going with that one. Never mind.
In
Belay
Really?
that.
Trust and confidence is executed for being you.
There we go.
Same in effect, really, but
Ugh. Man, if only we had less arms and we could like name them and get attached to them.
You
Be
can
sad
still
when they
name
all-
them.
I mean, if you want to, I can start rolling them
I
all out
mean,
as comrades from Only War.
You do that, Shane. You do that.
Please do that. Do that. Please do that. Please do that. Please do that. Please.
All right, well, I know what I'm doing this week. I know what I'm doing.
Billy,
I
no.
I know what I'm doing.
Bobby, no.
I know what I'm doing for the know what I'm doing for post break crit roll. Anyway,
Boys, seriously, I'm in power armor. Stop jumping in front of the bullets.
As the Lord Captain finishes his paperwork. Yeah. The hell was that sound? That beat.
I don't know, but it sounded like you were about to go do something.
No, I wasn't doing anything.
I mean, the person that said as the Lord Captain finishes his paperwork felt like we were going to cut into whatever Ramirez was doing.
Yeah, but then Shane said nothing, and I was like, "Oh, is he gone?"
no,
And then you said, "Go do something," and it's like we're confusing each other now.
Meanwhile, in the Astropathic Choir. Meanwhile,
Meanwhile, at the Hall of Justice.
Meanwhile,
I think that's actually what an Arbites precinct is called. But
Meanwhile,
uh,
the Hall of Heresy.
sorry.
At the Legion of Heresy. There we go.
that sounds pretty badass.
like Legion, what are they doing here? Thank you.
Yes, Ramirez is currently sitting in his room as everybody's going to take care of their own stress relief. I'm just going to pull off my helmet and catch my breath for the first time in like 3 goddamn months.
Wait, you wore that helmet for 3 months, man? You must
Every
smell
time
you
I
like...
got
have
fresh
my
air.
chambers that helmet is upon my face.
I worry about this guy.
It was at its worst when the power pack ran out.
You...
I'm not walking around in the full suit of armor, no. If I'm on the ship, I'm wearing my fucking flak coat, but I'm keeping the mask on.
Oh, okay. All right. We thought you just been armor the entire time. It's like, how does he bathe? Nobody
Just
knows.
stomping around in the fucking power armor like, hey guys, what's up?
What's up, bro? Cut someone in line at the
Did
mess
they
hall.
just pour water?
Excuse me, fuck off.
Did
Pick
they
on like
just
some of the
pour
weaklings.
water into the suit, then like switch them about a little?
Has it like a knob that's like a laundry machine?
I'm just taking the mask off and I'm rubbing my face. This just got a lot worse, didn't it? Should approach this with the Lord Captain whenever we go around to it. And I'm gonna just fish around for my Vox communicator, i.e. my micro bead.
Yep.
Also, Shane, is it pronounced Amelie or Emily?
Amelie.
Amelie, are you free for the moment?
I can be in a moment, sir.
Meet me in the choir chamber.
Very well, sir.
I'm gonna put the mask back on and my voice suddenly sounds different because mask.
So, Amelie, I was thinking maybe we could talk for a few minutes and get to know each other better.
Don't make me. I will put on my like fucking cosplay mask I have over here.
You do whatever you feel you have to, mate.
Well, now I gotta get more into character. Give me like 2 seconds.
I'm slightly concerned.
This is when the new guy knew he was in too deep. Man, people putting on masks and shit.
Yeah, I'm not nearly drunk enough for this crap.
I just came here to fucking roll dice and shoot things.
Well, I came here to
But
roll
yeah, I was
dice,
gonna
shoot
say,
things,
See,
then
Dungeon
stab
Master,
people in the
see what
back.
my voice sounds like within the mask now.
start shouting for you guys.
You're really bored.
Yeah.
It does sound like pain.
I'm gonna get words out at one point, and on that day, it's gonna be beautiful.
And with that, I'm going to go to my quiet chambers and wait.
But seriously, when he actually used that specific accent, all I could think of was just Skeletor. Literally just,
Yeah.
very fool.
Oh, that was pretty good.
Yeah,
Pat does a pretty good Skeletor, can't lie.
Any right. Well done, Shane. But yes, you get there a few moments before Amelie does, and she steps in.
The whole situation involving our recent endeavors has been taxing, as my recent 3 months of absence have shown. And I wanted to expressly apologize and thank you for rising above your station these past 3 months and taking over my duties.
I certainly understand the difficulties you face. It's hard enough merely existing for us. To have to answer to some of our leaders, it must be a considerable burden.
That it is, but the burden I bear, and I felt myself nearing a breaking point some time ago, these 3 months. And I don't know what that song is, Vanessa, but please turn it off.
Oh, you guys are uncultured.
And
Savages to the last.
I do want to thank you expressly. It does mean quite a bit to me that you were able to shoulder my burdens on top of your own. And I wish to give you something that the rest of the crew has not seen, because I, in my expressed loneliness as I pull the mask off, realize I have not had a friend in quite some time. I've self-imposed isolation, which is why the mask is worn so frequently. And the mask is off, just standing there with the helmet in hand.
It's hard to tell if she's looking up at you because she has that. She
The
has
hood.
a veil over her own face.
So this is how they mate. Fascinating.
Vanessa, I can feel your soul there. Do you wish to keep it intact?
No, I'm joking. I'm not there for that.
I know.
It's like a secret camera team too and everything. All right, mates, we're gonna go in and see how the infamous astropaths mate. I hear it's a very
Oh,
complicated process.
If we look over here, we've got two psychers in their natural habitat. I'm gonna go shove my thumb up its ass.
That's terrible.
I prefer to take the National Geographic approach.
Anyways, go ahead. Get back to it.
Yes, the approach where we sit back in a bush with a camera, like non-Australians.
I miss you, Steve Irwin.
I'm not. You know, I'm gonna shut up and the Pinterest thing later.
Anyway,
But yes, I do think having at least one person knowing what my true face looks like would help breach some of the self-imposed walls I seem to raise.
sir, if you ever need to come out from behind those walls, I'm here. We all are. Just because we are different does not mean we should be alone. Your choir is here to support and aid you, whatever that means.
Took me 3 months of near solitude and fasting and very deep thoughts to come to that conclusion. Thank you for making it feel like the correct conclusion.
Of course, sir. Anything you require,
Now-
I'm here to provide.
There's a reason I called you particularly because you're my second and you've taken over my duties as of late. And again, I wanted to thank you and have you be the first one I showed my true face to. But sadly, I can feel it. I feel almost as if the Lord Captain is going to call me any moment to return to Ramian. And I don't think he quite realizes the danger of unsanctioned psychers on the world. And what that means for the potential this planet actually offers us. We have to report this to the Inquisition, and their government is a pack of unsanctioned diviners.
I can gather the choir and begin sending as soon as you are away, sir.
Wait for my word on that. I will need to speak with the Lord Captain and see what he wishes to do about this.
Of course, sir.
But yes, I can almost feel the Vox communication coming my way at this very moment as I put the mask back on.
Ramirez, stay on the ship. You need a break. You've been doing a lot. Vanessa, you stay too.
Son of a bitch. As I look over to Dan out of character, the son of a bitch is leaving us behind.
Yes, and then we play that. What was that one movie with Tom Cruise where they're celebrating? Shit, what was that song? I must look this up.
Bit more
There's a lot of
specific.
songs, there's a lot of Tom Cruise movies.
Yeah, I know. Give me a sec. I'll look it up. But yeah, Dan out of game knots.
Well, as I pulled the mask back off, that was unexpected.
Sir?
I put the mask back on over my mouth so the Lord Captain, keeps that visage of me always with the mask on, even over Vox communication going. Lord Captain, are you sure it's entirely wise to set foot on Ramian without me by your side? We know that the signal for Vox communication is rather spotty.
I've walked through the jungle I don't know how many times and been fine. It's not going to be an issue. We have a much closer landing spot now.
Right. Well, we have something we need to discuss first. I'm going to meet you by the landing bay and let you stew on it while you speak to them. Now I officially put the mask back on and kind of kill the Vox communication.
And Vanessa never got back to you.
Didn't
Thank you.
expect it.
Thank you again, Amelie. I must go and bring up the difficult matter with Lord Captain now.
I understand, sir. She gave you a polite bow. We will be ready at your word.
Thank you again. And with that, I leave. Y'all motherfuckers didn't think I'd actually put on a mask, did you?
No, I
told
was
us you
kind
were
of
going to.
expecting it.
You merely adopted the mask. I was born in it. Molded by it.
I spent $60 on this mask, and it's actually very good quality. It's lasted me 5 years with minimal damage.
Oh, that's impressive.
It's gonna be a thing now. You need to keep that on when you have your mask on.
Oh, that's the plan now.
Cool.
But yes, I'm going to go meet the Lord Captain if they have anything they're going to do over there while I'm in transit.
Have you anything? Have you?
Not especially.
No.
At least I don't.
Wow. That was dramatic for no reason.
Welcome to my world.
Do you also consistently over dramatize things? Is that what you're getting at?
Yes.
Okay. Right. Well, if they have nothing, then
There's nothing.
well, then Ramirez.
Lord Captain,
Yes?
Ramirez.
It has come to my attention that a very difficult situation has arisen due to Ramian. With Lady Vanessa's discovery of yet even more unsanctioned psychers being put under forced sleep, medically induced comas, we need to contact the Inquisition and let them know of this world.
Once I have their support, sure.
Lord Captain, I don't think you quite understand.
Ramirez, I don't think you quite understand. Once we are their far tribe, and they are agreed to be allied with us, we can sort this matter out.
Lord Captain, you do not understand the matter. Their entire government, their council, the far tribe they have on this planet, will be taken by the Inquisition, by the inquisitorial black ships to Terra. Their leadership will be taken.
Good. Don't rely on us, or the Inquisition,
No.
or whoever's left here. I don't
Lord
much
Captain,
care.
they will not rely. Do you truly believe they will just fall into line if we, the Skyafa, as they call us, came and struck a bargain, and then suddenly ships descended?
Ramirez, it would probably be a much better idea if they trusted us and we then explain the problems to them, as they've already, from conversations we've had, been willing to change.
Superstitious and very quick to anger, Lord
And
Captain.
they proved that after a compelling speech and being persuaded, they changed their opinion. If we can convince them that what you're saying and what the Inquisition needs to do is necessary, we can do that.
Of course, Lord Captain.
That I'm gonna get on the shuttle.
Arrogant
That was
fool.
tense.
And I'm going to go back to my chambers. Because as the shuttle departs, just arrogant fucking fool.
Moriana, have you anything before the shuttle departs?
Think carefully, Moriana. We are all counting on you.
No, I do have something. I do have something afterwards, though. Once we get back.
If you get back more.
Vanessa, now's the time. Macro round.
Wait, what? Someone fired a macro round without me giving a say-so or being there? You bastards.
I said, Vanessa, now's the time. Macro round.
You do know how much complex. It's not simply firing, like pushing a button. I mean, I'm sure there's lots of button pushing, but I mean, I think I showed you guys that picture of like a slave crew loading one fucking round.
Mm-hmm. Yes, the top of the line, fresh off the Assembly Works Mark III autoloader.
Yep.
Like fresh off the assembly lines, we mean fresh from the slums.
Same difference.
I mean, most of those people were probably born on that gun deck, so you know.
If I may chime in, though. Vanessa, once she's done showering off after a very miserable. We weren't even down there for a full day, were we? Was it like a few hours?
It was most of a day. It was a considerable while.
Okay, so a good chunk of the day. She's gonna once she hears that she's been ordered to stay on ship, you know, happy there, breaks out a good bottle, summons in her associate. Oh shit! Dropped a penny.
He is there in a almost worrisome level of speed, as if he had just sort of been waiting right around the corner for the call.
I was in the vents.
You know, that wouldn't be the weirdest thing on this ship. Anyway, she kind of lets him sit there in silence as she's writing on some parchment, you know, some work that she's trying to quickly catch up on. She doesn't really need to, but she's kind of just making him sweat a little. If his kind's capable of that much, at least.
He's a death cultist. There's not a thing in the universe that makes him sweat.
Exactly, but still, it's like, proper motions and all that.
I die,
So,
glorify the Emperor. They die, glorifies the Emperor.
tomato, tomato. So once she's done with that, she asks him, so what was exactly all that about Planet Side?
Creatures attempted to kill us.
I was aware of that much, but it's not like the personnel that were there couldn't handle it. I appreciate the enthusiasm, but you do realize how worrisome of a position you've now put yourself in, and potentially me. I appreciate your...
Sergeant Corporal won't be talking.
Huh?
Sergeant Corporal won't say anything about it.
She nods, not going to even ask how or why. That's good. Still, though, precautions must be taken.
Are you gonna rat on the guy with the power sword?
Good point. That's a good point there, yeah. Especially if he knows how to use it, but yeah. I don't know. How far away am I from the guy? And how much money is being offered? I might buddy fuck him if the circumstances are right. Anyways. She says the precautions must be taken, though. I'm going to give you a different assignment. Just so, till I feel our Lord Captain is not as worried about the situation at hand.
Noted.
And also give you a chance to exercise some of those urges that your kind tend to have. I need you to go to some of the lower decks and begin, how to put it, recruiting individuals that seem of the tougher persuasion, but are also able to follow orders effectively.
I'm sure I'll find a few down there.
That's all I need. As for anything else, you're free to do whatever. And tell your associates I send my regards.
Of course.
She kind of waves him off.
And he exits.
Once he exits, she kind of like sighs a bit, looks at the Sanguinius statue, and kind of feels that was the omen. And then once getting properly dressed, she heads over to the Astropath Hall? What do we call it? Astropath Choir?
Astropathic Choir, yep.
Okay, yeah. I wanted to call it the Hall of Judgment for a second. Alright. So yeah, and she knocks or rings or whatever passes for a device on the store.
It would be a knock, probably, yeah. Amelie just standing as the door opens. Yes, Lady Vanessa? Can I help you?
You are correct. Yes, I'm here to, I wanted to know what would exactly be the proper protocol of sending out a message. I have some personal business that needs attending to. I wanted to know who I had to see to take care of this, seeing as I now have a little bit of free time.
The very strenuous process of sending a message across the warp. Oh, I have personal matters.
Yeah, personal matters. Fuck you.
If he is available, then I would not think of sending a message without Master Ramirez's approval.
Then do see that you fetch him if he's available.
Of course, ma'am. One moment.
In the back of my head, bitch, we have microbeads. We have Vox communication. Bitch! Fucking
I know.
nobles!
I know. And no, that isn't the reason. No.
Ramirez in his room. Why did I just lash out like that? Going insane again.
But yeah, no, just Amelie. Of course, ma'am. One moment. The door closes. She steps away.
Again?
Just reiterating.
Yeah, I was at 9 insanity points before we did the time skip.
Fair enough.
But yeah, the door closes for a moment. She steps away, and then over the Vox system, Ramirez, you hear Amelie's voice. Sir, Lady Vanessa would like to pass a message along via our gifts over a personal matter. I directed her to take it up with you, and she requests your presence at the choir.
Real quick, on the ship, does she actually hold rank over me? Like, what
I
rank
think you
is
have
she?
more. I think you have significant rank over me.
I mean, separate departments, so...
Well, we're talking like if we're going like full ship, he's been on longer, so he has like well, I forget what the term is, date of
Veterancy,
rank or something.
yeah, veterancy.
Yeah, he's got tenure.
Inform her that I'll be along shortly. I suppose I should get back to my duties as it is, but we'll see if her message is worth sending.
Yes, sir.
With that, I'm going to I don't have the strap on it, so I can just like pull it off whenever I need to be out of character. But I'm gonna go ahead and start heading towards the choir room after pulling on my nice flat coat.
But then I say it's another long minute before Amelie opens the door again. Lord Ramirez is on his way. He will be with you shortly.
Ah, you may I at least sit inside. As much as I'd love to stand out here like one of the typical voidsmen and women, I'd rather sit somewhere comfortable.
The astropathic choir is, well, it's not one. It's not a place where one not of our kind should linger. It might disturb the other astropaths, which would reduce their effectiveness.
She kind of wants to say something, but she doesn't know enough about astropaths to say shit. She just gives a nod and then, before walking away, tells her, when Ramirez gets here, you can tell him to meet me at my quarters then. So now he's got to walk all the way through the ship to there, get pointed back to Vanessa's quarters. Enjoy the hike, man. Enjoy the hike.
I mean, most of the command functionality is fairly close to each other, but
Fucking nobles.
yeah, Amelie simply nods as you turn and walk away. Yes, ma'am.
Do I bump into her on my way to the choir?
Each of you roll me a d2.
I got a penny. Let's see. Stupid thing. Open up. You kidding me? They don't have it. I gotta do it manually. Fuck this analog shit. I'll just roll a d4.
Well, you still rolled a 2, so
Yep.
That's
you do
amazing.
bump into each other.
Damn it. Oh well. That's fine.
Lady Vanessa, I do believe you had a message you wished to send.
Oh, Ramirez. She's fairly surprised, and extends her hand out in a gesture of friendship to shake.
I have no reason to be suspicious of this. I take her hand and shake it.
And you did. No, yeah. So yeah, she shakes it. Good to see you,
God,
Ramirez.
did you needler?
Yeah, she carefully shakes your hand. Yes, I had some private matters that need to be taken care of. I was told that I couldn't be in the astropath choir quarters there. So instead,
Yeah.
should we proceed to my office?
Well, it's not that far, certainly.
Thank you. She kind of like hooks her arm for you to kind of like escort her down to.
What are you doing with your arm? That's a very strange way to hold it. What would I roll? What would I roll to know common goddamn courtesy?
Goddamn common jackass. That's what you are.
I'd say common law Imperium, I guess.
I guess, yeah.
So it's a common lore, so I can just roll it because I don't have common lore Imperium.
Oh my god.
So guess who's rolling? I'm gonna roll evaluate because that's an intelligence check. and I'm not trained in it.
Alright.
Oh, hey.
Figures it out. I mean, a valuable weapon will work,
Congratulations.
but
Ah, I would. I would gladly take you up on that offer any other time, but unfortunately, no, Lady Vanessa. I'm not too familiar, nor do I wish to become too familiar with the gestures of nobility.
No, and why is that? As they're walking along, Amanda, your position should at least entertain the idea of learning some of the customs.
Because
You
the
want to?
custom seems to breed. No, no. I'm going to roll willpower to not fucking be pissy. No, I must know my place. It is not my business to discuss this. I'm sorry, Lady Vanessa, but a recent event has left me rather upset with the noble class. It's not entirely your fault. Actually, it's not
Of
your fault
course
at
not.
all. I apologize.
Oh, no, no offense here, but what burdens you?
It
You
is
may
not
tell
my
me.
place to discuss.
Well, if you care, I would happily discuss it with you in private. It's the least that us officers can do. Also, I'm surprised that you are here. I was expecting to have to leave a message for you when you got back.
Yes, the Lord Captain wishes to give me a break. I believe he's come to realize that my uses of my psionics are actually very physically taxing.
Vanessa nods as if she like knows when she doesn't really know like the whole ins and outs of that. And she's like, "Well, you do strike me as a man that needs a lot of rest." As
The fuck
she,
does that mean?
it's vague enough to where she doesn't have to explain it. Anyways, she leads you like past like the office part that's been extended out. As you see like people just working, doing random stuff, paper pushers and all that, or data slate pushers as well. Probably a couple of servo skulls doing some menial tasks. As she steps over to her quarters on the other side of the office. Eh, yeah, and once you step into her quarters, you see that the room itself, the flooring is made out of some sort of black marble with a gold inlay. And at the front, you're greeted with this small shrine of the emperor, and you see several little alcoves of the Primarch. So though you do notice one is missing. Yeah, of all at least the loyalist ones. And then as she guides you down another way through her quarters, you now notice going through the quarters that's a little bit bigger than the typical officer's quarters, and judging by the distance, it has to be like probably a few rooms have been gutted out.
I'm
Yeah.
looking at this like, you know what? It's his money anyways, and he's kind of pissed me off for the moment. Fuck it, this is our secret now.
I mean, realistically, this is just an officer's room that didn't quite get repaired from the damage, and they just prettied up the edges and said good enough.
Very true. Considering this was a ship. I was here when this ship got fucked up.
I wasn't. I came aboard and I was like, extra space, great. Now I got a big condo.
This is the macro round that killed the last seneschal.
How has
Wait,
nobody
what?
taken this room yet? It's massive.
Uh-huh.
She doesn't notice
Anyways,
the small. She doesn't notice the small form curled up in the corner, crying of the last seneschal that died before their time.
anyways, I'm missing so much. Anyway, so yeah, she pulls out like a chair for you at like a long meeting table that looks like it's probably not been used in some time, and she sits on the opposite side from you. Anyways, are you interested in having a small drink at least before we discuss business?
I prefer to keep my head clear if I okay your message for being sent out. It will aid in the actual process of sending the message across the warp.
Of course. Very practical and very precise. I now know why you're the lead astropath. Anyways, as for my message, she kind of stalls with her words a bit, thinking. I wish to send word to another Rogue Trader, I believe you do have some familiarity with this particular individual, though I don't know the exact channels that you use in particular. I believe Lady Cho.
Lady Aspis Chorda.
Yes, that's the one.
Why would you wish to establish contact with Lady Chorda?
Oh, to simply strengthen the relationship between the two dynasties, considering that we were late in offering assistance to whatever endeavor her and the Imperial Navy undertook, thanks to us.
Very true.
So she nods.
Lady Chorda is, however, not high on our Lord Captain's favored list. He has a very deep disdain for the woman, for which reason I do not know. Perhaps it's just that they have ideological differences.
She nods, very
Would
carefully.
Iskander ever told me what his problem with Chorda is?
I don't know if he's back from the small break he took, but
Small what?
Okay,
he stepped away
DM,
from it.
as close as Jeff, me, and you have determined that because he apparently trusts me very much, do you think Iskander would have told me what his problem with Chorda is? Because I honestly don't know what his problem with
I'm
Chorda
gonna
is.
tell you right now because I should have told you. She is worthless pirate fucking scum that preys upon the people of the Imperium. No more need be said.
Right.
It's because of the
In,
hat, isn't it?
In his own words, she is worthless pirate scum that preys upon the people of the Imperium.
Those are some very strong words coming from him. But still, we must maintain
I do, however,
proper
agree that we
courtesy.
should play nice at the very least. She is extremely dangerous to have as an enemy.
Vanessa nods. Very wise, Ramirez. Yes, I agree as well. Nothing wrong with sending a simple message to her.
And how simple is this message?
Oh, as she tells you, basically, I'd like to arrange a meeting with one of her lessers, so I may impart upon her a few gifts as a sign of a apology on our rogue trade, on our Iskander's Lord Captain. I'm just gonna say Lord Captain. I always mess up his name. Lord Captain's behalf. So, considering what you just told me,
I would need to go through the Lord Captain himself and see if he would allow this message to be sent.
Why is that?
If it is on his behalf, it is not my place to speak for him. At the very least, it's unwise for me to do so.
I'm just simply observing my duties as an officer of the ship that Lord Captain has entrusted me with. Simply representing our crew and him.
I want to roll scrutiny.
Probably a good time to.
Bitch, you roll scrutiny, I'm gonna cut out your eyes.
Yeah, he did, and he succeeded.
My eyes are already gone.
Don't I get to roll something?
She gets a contested roll.
Let me look.
She's probably much better at me than this, so she's probably gonna blow me out of the fucking water.
Probably.
100.
There it is. I kept looking for deception, but it's called deceive.
There we are. That would be the reason.
Do I get any bonus since he trusts me?
He doesn't trust you.
Damn. Oh!
I believe I win.
You do indeed. There's a brief moment where you're sort of thinking about this, and maybe, but no. When it comes to diplomatic relations with another rogue trader, that's definitely something he would have to directly oversee. That's not something That's not one of the things the left hand can do that the right hand doesn't know about.
Hey, there's plenty of things that the left hand does that the right hand doesn't know about.
Yeah, but that one's not one of them.
Lady Vanessa, if you truly wish to have this message sent out, I will need either the express approval of the Lord Captain or the first officer of the ship, who is very close and has worked with the Lord Captain for the entirety of his life, and who has a much better scrutiny score than I do.
Wait, what? What is a
I'm sorry,
scrutiny score?
I get spacey sometimes and I start talking about scores and numbers and points.
As we look at the audience. Anyways, oh yeah. She nods. Oh, well, I did not know the process of this.
I have served on this ship. I was trained especially to serve under the Lord Captain's late cousin. Any
Oh,
involving two rogue trader dynasties must expressly be handled by the Lord Captain of that dynasty themselves.
perfectly understandable. My most sincerest apologies if for this breach of protocol.
My apologies for not being able to render you proper aid in this matter.
Oh, you more than helped me. Though I may ask a bold question of you. Seeing as
Not
you
bold.
and I are now both alone here,
I don't like this question. Continue.
you did mention earlier you had a certain problem with nobility,
Yes, the
correct?
Lord Captain thinks he knows best in a matter he has no knowledge of. He's an
And
arrogant young fool who's going to get himself killed one of these days. But until that day comes, I will diligently serve my Lord Captain, as he is one of the only people that has treated me as an equal in all of my years of training.
uh, you mean there's others out there that haven't treated you as properly as your given station has allowed?
For
That's
what
very unfortunate.
I am less than most humans in their eyes.
Well, for what it's worth, as she like puts a hand on his hand, if his hands are up on the table or not.
They are.
She puts a hand on his and says, "Well, I value your skills tremendously. Without you, who knows what could have happened to us many times."
Yes, my skills are very useful as I pull my hand away and stand,
Gonna,
which is why I'm allowed to live.
wait,
My
I'm gonna try to
skills.
roll charm.
I feel like that conversation's already gone past. I
Oh,
feel like
shut up! You're not even part of this conversation, Mr. Scrutiny. Yeah.
I was
I'm
the one that
allowed.
wrote me, bitch.
Anyways, so
Yeah, he stands up and pulls his hand away. Yes, my skills being useful. That's the reason I'm allowed to live by the Imperium. Thank you for reminding me of it.
uh, very well then. If you're so busy to leave, then I won't keep you.
Lady Vanessa, as pleasant as your company is, there are some things that I just would rather not discuss. My usefulness and my value being one of them. Good day.
As you are walking out, she does say, "Do keep in mind, in the coming days and months, how much value you really are." It kind of sounds like a comment, but also kind of sounds like it was a jab there a bit. You don't know?
Yes. As I said, good day, Lady Vanessa. With that, I'm gonna storm out of the fucking room.
All right, that's another one on the list there.
Look,
And,
man, all the charm in the world doesn't save you saying the wrong thing.
yeah, whatever.
Hey, you
So
will focus
that's it.
I will tell you right now. I will tell you
That's
right
it
now.
for me.
He's not completely against you right now.
I'll just keep that in mind with next scrutiny check and all that.
Hey, man, the way you're phrasing shit makes me suspicious.
All right. Well, I literally got nothing else to do then.
All right.
That was it.
Cutting down to the shuttle entering orbit. It is a bit of a bumpy ride. You emerge back onto the beach where the shuttle picked you up last time. And and it is a fairly short hike back to Earthhome. As you arrive, a small retinue of the Ramian Felonids are there to greet you and lead you back to the council chamber. Jeffrey, you might still be muted.
I am not. I enter the council chamber. Or as we enter the council chamber, the
Okay.
Dark Altar
Or about a
has.
I was told to not go.
You're
or
just
told to stay
bulldozing
outside
through.
or
The
not.
GM has literally not even described anything yet.
He basically stated we are brought to the council chamber. He then said, "Am I muted?" and just implying that I need to talk.
Yes, but you bulldozed into the
That's
council
fair.
chamber and then just started talking at air.
GM, do the thing, please. Apparently,
That's also fair.
Okay, before I do the thing, Vanessa, you are not Vanessa. Moriana
Huh?
had been trying to say something. Patrick.
Jeff, if you're gonna fucking move around your bed, for the love of God, mute yourself. Jesus Christ, how many times? But yeah, Moore was just wondering if I was staying out, was allowed to, or was told to come in with him rather.
I mean, you persuaded them last time, so yeah, come in.
Okay, fair enough.
Right.
But yes.
Yes. You enter the chamber of the Ramian Council, and the new member of the council is awake and still seeming to try to get used to his position and not entirely sure of himself. The other four appear to have dozed off again.
So I'm just going to looking at him. The Dark Shrine has been dealt with.
He nods for a moment and then kind of reaches over and shakes the next elder awake, who darts up, eyes darting around for a second, then shake the next one on down the line. He relays the news you brought to him, and they all nod. Finally, the one in the center rises up slowly. Welcome, then, Paw Tribe.
Now, question. Okay. No, not really. Right. Now, I don't mean to impose, but as we are now Far Tribe, does that mean you will be joining the Imperium once again?
They kind of look among each other confused. Never left.
Alright. Moriana, I believe you want to say something.
Was going to ask if you want me to word it a better, or at least a bit better for them to understand. She says in a low whisper.
Yeah, go ahead.
Means help be more connected to the rest of the Far tribes. Meaning that others will come here for certain purposes, like say tries to help the rest of the Imperium prosper, or other needs, like maybe perhaps able-bodied individuals to help fight against the things that are trying to destroy.
They look among themselves for a couple moments, and then look back to the pair of you. what he requests, we provide.
I bowed deeply and respectfully.
Right. Well, the Imperium has gone through some changes since you've lost communication with it. Some things may have to change. I will do my best to make it as painless as possible, but that will have to be after I get in touch with some other organizations. But for now, there shouldn't be anything massive, as it will take some time.
We await word of his request.
Thank you, and I bow respectfully and I leave.
They return to their seats and their naps.
Rihanna follows out, or follows suit and leaves.
Well, I believe it's safe to say the planet has been brought into the fold. Sort of just rolls his shoulders.
Out of character question, because I don't quite remember to bring up the whole basically which is kept in comatose to all of us, or just Ramirez then.
I don't quite remember either. I don't even know if you brought it up to
That was
Ramirez.
shit.
I
That
brought
was
it
shared-
up
that
to
was-
you, Lord
that wa-
Captain.
Okay, you just brought it up to me?
Yeah, I did
And I
when we were
wrote high enough
walking
text to
out.
listen to it.
I was like, hey, I did a good
Sorry,
job and
sorry.
looked around. And they have some creepy stuff in the basement, boss.
Oh, right.
Okay. So they don't doesn't
Oh,
know.
right, but I don't have secret tongue road.
Okay, fair enough.
Tongue road. Yeah, fucking goddamn
Now
words. I can't do them.
now
I don't
that
have
you have
secret
the magic
road
tongue.
trader at the time. So I am not aware.
Now that I remember that happened.
So she
Go-
gave you that valuable piece of information.
No,
you know.
I'm aware. I still have it. It's fine. We'll get to it. We're working on it.
Okay, just let you know. Credit due.
It's here. I
Names
have it.
on it.
I have it in my notes. Creepy undead skeleton cats in the basement.
What?
Undead skeleton cats.
What? There was no
Hey,
He's
undead
getting the
skeleton
sessions
cat.
We
confused.
have those?
Unconscious cats in the basement. My bad.
How
Bingo.
did you
There you
even-
go.
No, hold
What?
on. No, never mind. Continue. I don't want to get into this.
Comatose psyker cats
Bingo.
in the basement.
I don't want to get into how bad Jeff is at reading that he read Undead Skeleton Cats.
Listen, we can talk about this later. But yes, we can make our way back to the ship.
I just want to remind everyone, according to U.S. standardized testing, Jeffrey is commendable in his English skills.
Especially my writing. The writing I'm especially good at. I'm gonna wait for all of you to explain to me why that's bullshit, because I know you're all dying to.
No, I don't have time or patience for this because I'm mad in character and out of character because I'm mad in character.
No,
can sum
we're
it
gonna
up in
keep going.
I can sum it up in a single word: grammar. Moving on.
Yeah, my grammar sucks, so can't really judge.
Jeffrey doesn't do punctuation very often.
Eh.
Everything he says is one big run-on paragraph.
Everything I type, I say things normally, fuck you.
Anyway,
We're
Well.
family, everyone. Anyways, as I head back to the ship. Or we head back to the ship.
yes. You return to orbit.
Right, so unless Mariana has anything to say to me, I am going to go to the medbay and check on my navigator.
She
Yeah,
dead.
the only thing I would have had to say to you was about the witches and dealing with that problem, but I don't know that's a thing.
Were you there? Like I was not pulling Lord Iskander aside whenever I talked to him about this at the shuttle bay.
All three of you were speaking in secret tongue rogue trader. I didn't have that. I didn't know.
I never stated I was
What you
speaking a
guys
secret
were
tongue
on
road
about.
trader.
The other two were on about it, and you didn't specify you weren't.
No, on the ship in the shuttle bay.
Okay, but in the shuttle bay, Michael, it would sort of make sense for him to speak in that, because the less people know about that, the better.
Okay. Whatever makes more sense in character, because again, I'm still new to this whole setting.
I mean, in my opinion, I feel that would have made more sense, because the whole point is no one's supposed to know about it. Probably not a good idea to go yelling in front of a bunch of armsmen and whatnot.
Also,
Not that they have the grammar to understand.
He was speaking normally. Unless that would get me shot, Shane, in which case I was speaking in secret tongue.
I mean, that depends on the others. But Moriana specifically still probably wouldn't have heard it, because as soon as you guys got back, she took those 3 that were in question and performed inspection.
Okay, guys,
No, that
Shane,
was
this
after
literally
the
just
whole Saddlebay
happened.
thing was
This
after she had
conversation
gathered
just
the
happened.
land party.
Wait, hold on.
Look, guys, I'm just gonna say this. Mariana got word of she is the contents, but does not want to ask the Lord Captain for that as above her station.
Okay, fair enough.
Right. So I'm going to head to the medicine center and check on my navigator.
You make your way to the Medicaid deck.
Ava, she breathing?
Now, I've heard from Voss she's breathing. I'm checking how is she doing.
She is currently asleep when you visit, but
I'm going to go find Voss.
As far as you can tell from all the monitors attached to her, she's doing pretty good.
Alright, so
They're all making noises and drawing lines.
I'm going to approach. I'm
This
going
is
to
doing
approach
stuff.
my chief surgeon.
Chief Chirurgeon.
Who was right there in the room.
Yes.
Because it's my Medicaid deck.
Well, the Medicaid deck is it's basically a small hospital level on the ship.
I am currently getting high on morphine. No, not really.
Right. Master Avos, will she be able to transverse the warp again? And if so, how effective?
I had told you yesterday, well, not even yesterday, I told you several hours ago, Lord Captain,
I had a lot
that
on my
she
mind.
will likely be out of commission for 3 days while she rests and recovers from surviving open heart surgery and heart transplant in a very short burst of time.
I understand
Strong
that.
as she may be, she is still old, and she
Yes.
will need 3 days.
No, I'm fine with the waiting for 3 days. That's fine. I understand that. My question is, in your opinion, do we go to keep our engagement in the orange system? Because what are the odds likely that something like this could happen again with her, especially now in this state?
She has a new heart, Lord Captain. Her heart murmur is gone. To my knowledge, which is limited in these matters, it should be fine.
Well, then we should head to the orange system whenever we can. After that, we should look into it, getting up.
That is correct, right, Shane?
Yeah, no. The problem was her heart was weakened by age, as she now has the heart of a much younger woman, literally.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So yeah, no, just all right. Understood. Thank you for that. Should probably still get her an apprentice when we get back to.
Why we had not done that sooner, Lord Captain, is honestly beyond me.
Because I assumed when she wanted one, she'd tell me.
That woman has served on this ship longer than I have, and I've been here since the days of your cousin.
Yes, I'm well aware. Well, we'll have to get her an apprentice back in Port Wander after we deal with whatever's in the orange system. Going to head to my office. Update me if the situation changes or worsens.
Of course.
So when I reach my office.
And now that he's gone, I'm popping like 3 different hydrocodons.
Oh, thank God.
I'm going full on house in this shit. Like, oh, he finally left.
Oh god.
Okay, finally that little.
Sweet medicinal toucan.
Did that open heart surgery. Haven't had to do one of those in a while. Haven't had to actually do any work in a while. Jesus. Oh,
I
God.
almost found out I wasn't a doctor.
He almost found out that I lost my license to practice in the incident.
Stitching him up when he was almost in half. That was pretty tough. But open heart surgery, that was a new one.
I had to put the astropath's leg back into place. I had to stitch the Lord Captain up. I had to do open heart surgery.
You had to stitch me back together.
And having Yeah.
Let's be
And
clear
having
about
done
this.
all this, the medical board still refuses to relicense me. They just keep sending cease and desist letters every time I tell them about my accomplishments.
Stop it.
Stop! You're not supposed to do that anymore. We took away your license to operate. Stop operating.
What are you going to
make
do?
us
Send the
call the
police?
Arbites.
Oh yes, the Arbites. I'm so scared of the Arbites.
Step off the ship at Port Wander. Just a squad of judges there. Hello.
Step on the ship,
Uh-oh.
Wander. Hold up a piece of paper. I work for a rogue trader. You can't encroach upon my business.
I work for the Rogue Trader and the glory of the God Emperor. You will cease and desist. You are all under arrest.
That's a fancy piece of paper you have. We have one here that says you're under arrest for violating
Do you
for
now,
violating the will
Flamer?
of the God Emperor.
What paper?
We have an arrest warrant with your name on it that says you're being arrested for acting as a doctor unlicensed. Just everyone
I
else's
never claimed
eyes
to be a
turning to
doctor.
you.
Corruption.
Everybody else's eyes turning to you. Unlicensed?
What do you really think? Like, you really
Are
think
you
they'd let a
still
pirate get a
alive?
license to operate on people?
Oh,
No.
guys, come on, you're still alive. I know what I'm doing.
Everyone else unlicensed? Just a scanner? Okay, hang on. To be fair, given everything he has done, I feel like he should be licensed. We need to get this
I mean,
man
back when I
licensed.
was a pirate, it was really easy to get practice in.
Anyways, but yeah, no, I'm going to go to my office, I'm going to go to my office, and I'm going to, with my microbead, contact Ramirez. Ramirez, you can come see me in my office. I need to talk to you about some matters.
Certainly, Lord Captain.
I'm going to take a very deep drink of a bottle from a bottle of Amasec before putting my mask back on and going.
When he arrives, I'm looking over some papers. There are 2 glasses on the desk. One by him. There's a straw in the glass, and the liquid is clear.
You called me, Lord Captain.
Not even bothering to sit down or make any sort of formal. Not even bothering to act proper, just stepping in.
You called me. Of
Indeed, have a seat. This could take a while.
course.
I'm going to take a
Going to
sweet.
eat.
Going to take a drink from my drink. Right. So, unsanctioned astropaths. Explain this to me.
Right. The Inquisitorial black ships need to come. They are not pleasant. The Inquisition will come. They will gather all of the psychers, including their council, and take them to Holy Terra, where they will undergo their preparations and their training. The problem with this is their reaction to seeing me, a sanctioned psyker, albeit I gave them a very poor attitude when just dealing with them. All the same, I don't quite think they're going to very much enjoy the Inquisitorial black ships and what happens to their council on them.
Because I'm not going to reveal the deeper inner workings of the black ships, because I feel like that is reason to get shot.
Yeah, I mean, that's something the Inquisition should probably prefer you stay quiet about.
Oh yeah, so I get shot.
Starts to talk about black ships, head explodes, just a Vindicare assassin behind him with the exit pistol, just looking at the Lord Captain. Not today.
How long have we had you on the ship?
How long have you been on this ship? How long have you been on this ship?
Bitch.
No, yeah, it's like, how long have you been on this ship? Never, as far as you know.
Tony, you motherfucker, you're a dead man! He was the one crew, he was the one member of my officers that I haven't known all my life that I could actually talk to. Anyways. Right, so these black ships. Inquisition. Taking their leadership away. Could be a problem, however, as they are fervently loyal to the God Emperor, if the Inquisitor claims to have the authority of the God Emperor, and isn't, from what I can see, just an astropath, as that seems to be their main problem, I don't know how they'll feel about it. I don't think it'll be very negative.
Man, the number of Inquisitors that are in fact Psychers is an incredibly useful talent to have.
Ramirez, if you need to, and if you feel it's the best course of action, send a message to an Inquisitor. Let them know about this. Let them know that they, from all sort of evidence, they seem to be loyal to the Imperium. However, they are comatosing their Psychers for whatever reason.
As barbaric and torturous as it is, they are not wrong for doing this. The diviners are passively touching their powers. If any of them had my telepathic or, Emperor forbid, any of the more direct disciplines naturally gifted to them, then they would very much likely call attention from the inquisitorial blackfish before us, and likely drive themselves mad and slaughter their own people. They've likely seen it happen before.
Right. Well, reach out to Inquisition. Try and get a very diplomatic Inquisitor if you can.
I'll do what I can, Lord Captain.
Another thing, Ramirez, while I
Yes.
appreciate you leaping to my defense at the term heretic, if I'm negotiating, please don't interrupt.
Of course, Lord Captain.
Last question, then you can leave.
Fine. But that's Miko saying fine. It's like, yes, Lord Captain.
Comparatively, if you had to compare me to Telemachus, whom would you say would be the better rogue trader?
I have not seen enough of either you or your cousin Telemachus to say much, Lord Captain. I served very briefly before the pirates' assault that gave the Shield of Honor its history, its legacy. I did not know your cousin Telemachus very well, but he showed great promise. You show the same amount of promise. You are just different in your ways of thinking.
Telemachus was always talented in dealing with the nobility. I find it a waste of time.
As much as I agree with your attitude there, that is the incorrect attitude for a rogue trader to have. You would do well to remember that your duties are more diplomatic as opposed to martial.
Indeed. You may go.
Of course, Lord Captain.
Inclined.
I'm gonna go and just over the Vox, gather the choir. We have a message to send.
Amelie, yes, sir. We'll be ready by the time you arrive.
I'm gonna go and spin the choir up as I'm just screaming out into the warp, aren't I?
You can sort of
Inquisition! Heresy! What?
Okay.
There you are.
Effectively, you are directing the message. You're trying to send it to a particular
Suddenly a fleet.
location, but it is shouting through the void to that location.
Suddenly, twice the fleet that came to pick up Karen, we heard it.
We heard leans over with his hand in front of his mouth. The H word.
Mobilize everyone. What? Everyone!
So that seems like a massive waste of resources.
I don't care what it seems like to you. I'm in charge here. I want everyone. The Guard, the Astartes. I want the Legio Titanicus on this shit.
So how many are in my
down.
choir?
Calm down. Your choir number is about a half dozen.
Wait, and?
Okay,
Wait,
so I can
and
have a maximum
sororitas?
plus
Of
5,
course!
so my psi rating is 7 for this, which means I can send a message up to nearby systems.
Effectively, you'd be daisy chaining it along.
Basically, they are. If I wanted to push myself, which I'm not going to, I could potentially send it to a subsector, but a nearby system is that's as far as I can send the messages. One of my light bulbs finally died on my lamp. That makes me sad.
Just be careful what you're blasting across the void.
Hey, we have some tasty psychers over here.
I would say nearby systems
Hey,
could get you as far.
Demons, I got your tasty souls right here, Crabstick.
I'd say nearby systems you could get as far as Natharis.
Right, so that's
The
gonna
message
be
might be the message might be a bit scrambled by the time it gets there, but they at least get it.
Right. I'm gonna send it. I'm just gonna send it towards where I think there may be a black ship. Because actually, no, we have an idea where a black ship may be. I'm going to try and send it in the direction that the Inquisitor left with Karen.
I mean, you saw him enter the warp. From there, it's anybody's guess. So.
Well, but I have a general idea of where he was, and he's the one I'm thinking of right now.
Not really, because that was Yamakor. We're somewhere else entirely.
Again, specifically, you would be looking for other active beacons to send it to, and the furthest one you could find would probably be Natharis, and they would be able to pass it along to basically chaining it towards Port Wander.
Natural 100, the best roll, guys. 8 point.
Right.
D10. Not spent.
Hey! Being voidborn has its advantages. See, Shane, it's not that hard to speak English.
It is if you're not commended in English, I suppose.
As I'm just warming the choir up, and this is Astropath Transcendent Ramirez Vasquez, the Shield of Arnor, under Lord Captain Iskander Nikos, beseeching the Inquisition to send the black ships to Ramian, where we have discovered a cache of unsanctioned psychers.
The message is sent on its way. It will take time for it to arrive and time for a response, but you know you've gotten your message out at least.
By that time, we're not even going to be here. Actually, no, that message will arrive in precisely 2 minutes.
We're here for 3 days.
Well, again, you got the message to Natharis, now they need to pass it along.
Now they need to process it, they need to actually respond to it. Yeah, I know.
Well,
but yeah,
Natharis specifically is an agri-world, so they just be passing it along towards Port Wander.
God, I hope they have decent astropasses. I'm just going to sit and rub my fucking temples through the mask. I'm not leaving the choir chamber for a while.
Well, does anybody have anything else to do for the next day?
I have things to catch up on in business.
Yes.
Yeah, that is a thing.
Do the thing.
Yeah, it's nothing super special, but more that she has at least a bit of time to herself. She's going to request that one armed and return to her quarters for an unspecified reason.
Noted.
Bum, 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 bum.
That Archman is then shot in the head because no one can know that he was allowed inside the noble.
Remember, no Russian.
We don't have heavy bolters, no. Save that reference for later.
Oh.
No, but does he arrive? Or
I mean, his commanding officer ordered him to show up. He shows up.
Show up. No pants.
At full attention, I imagine.
wait. Not exactly. But anyways.
Boo.
She's casually sitting on her own bed, just. Yes. Ombudsman, I apologize, but, well, given our last encounter, I believe it would be appropriate for me to learn your name. Your first name, not private insert slightly Latinish sounding name.
Mothering son of a bitch.
I hate that when that happens. When the PCs ask what a character's name is that you didn't have a name for.
I mean, I
Yup.
wouldn't mind usually, but I specifically said I'd be giving them all names and personalities this week.
Private Boy Toy doesn't need a name, god damn it.
Yeah, he's Private Boy Toy, let's be honest.
No, I have the chart open now, so. Regai.
Yes. Guys. I'm almost tempted to ask you to roll demeanor, but no. But no.
I don't have that chart open.
Lovely
Just
name.
the names.
Uh,
So,
She's going to rise up and question, how tall is he?
Wow, you're asking the DM for a lot for one of our nameless armsmen that's expected to die for us.
I want you to understand
I
who
like
dies
that.
first,
Oh, no, I
Mariana.
just-
I want you to know.
Next mission. Next mission. Oh shit, that guy.
Regias, no! You chaos
His
Space
name
Marine
was,
bastard!
wait, what was his name?
Moriana, you seem really broken up about that. Why?
No, I see Chaos Paper and I'm pushing her guys in front of me and then running the other direction.
Nope!
Kirby!
That's a lot of no. Anyway.
But I was just curious his height.
He is about 5'10".
I'm a full 7 inches taller than him. Goddamn.
Is that including your mechanical heels?
The mechanical heels. But no, I just want mental image
Yeah, you have almost
when she walks up to him and she walks up to him and it's in my mind now a slightly intimidating position for him to be in.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry. Jane here. I was thinking, maybe, well, that's a good job you did. We could help each other in the future. And she gives a sort of predatory grin, or predatory grin.
Stranger danger. Stranger danger.
It's
Remember
too-
that sharp meeting
too
we
late.
had?
He's already put his dick in crazy. He's stuck now.
Whatever you require, ma'am. I am beholden to follow your orders.
Oh, you cowboy, little boy, you.
I feel bad for him.
I don't.
I
you
do.
kidding?
I do.
He's
She
fucking-
was I do. Moriana's been captured by was captured by a Celestial Marine for a while. There's no telling what she's into now.
Hey, don't give away character details, you fuck.
Sorry.
I just feel bad because we always know how the boy toy goes, especially if you're fucking an officer, they could
You
drop
kidding,
you
man?
like no
He's fucking
matter what.
amazing. This guy is telling stories to his friends and they don't believe him, but he knows it's true. Guys, you'll never believe what happened. What? The Archmilitant took me into a room.
Yeah,
Okay,
sure.
bullshit.
No, seriously, there's like a chaos demon
But
in there.
anyways.
Shush.
But there's a demon in it. Lilia's walk. Wait, stop. Wait, what was that?
I'm sorry, Armstrong.
Who knows the
repeat
D word?
that? Yeah. Repeat that and
I'm sorry,
look
I
down
don't
the
think I
barrel of
heard
this
that.
pistol for me.
Archmilitant, you're good with guns, right? I think my bolt gun has been jamming recently. Would you mind looking down the barrel?
Sure, use your lighter.
I
Nothing
didn't want
bad
the
could possibly
arm.
happen.
I'm like, who knows the D word?
I didn't say Damon, I said fuck.
At any rate,
No, Damon, my one friend.
my one friend, Lilia, just suspiciously walking backwards. Mm-hmm. around the corner, and then this like dude in massive silver armor showed up. Killed Eric Wilton with a hammer.
But anyways, no, just with that response, enthusiastic about it.
It's a strange position to be in, ma'am.
In his head, oh my god, I can't believe this is happening. Thank you, Emperor.
I mean, you can say no if you want.
I don't think I want to do that.
Oh?
As I said, it's a strange situation to be in, but not an unwelcome one.
Though this will have to stay just between us.
Oh, fuck.
Of course,
Business
ma'am.
casual.
Good then. Other guys, so long now. But don't go too quickly.
Yes, ma'am. And he slowly makes his way out.
Right, guys, then the
she
Archmedicine
watches
started
him go.
blowing me.
Man,
They're like, and they're just playing cards, and they're like, "Are you gonna deal already, or shut up?"
The goddamn
Man,
man.
tell the card to shut up. See, guys, this is why we don't play cards with you.
Listen, man, you need to keep coming up with these stories. Is that all you do in your spare time? Like, it's one every fucking month with you.
Yeah, write a book, man. I hear someone on the ship's
guys.
been buying like a bunch of smut novels.
Well, you know what? Maybe I will write a book. Goes back to his bunk. Fuck, I can't
Alright,
read.
who the fuck talked? I need to go through and start cleaning up my fucking smut my smut ring. Apparently we got some fucking leaky holes.
Starts roughing people up in the underdecks. Who talked? Was it Tony Danza? Damn you, Tony!
A month later. Alright, Ramirez, explain to me why we have exactly 1% less of our crew that all reported as the last thing they saw being you.
I don't know,
At
Lord.
1.1.
How the
At 1.3.
fuck?
I don't know, Lord Captain. My
1%.
visage is sometimes terrifying. Maybe they killed themselves out of pure fear.
Stop going to the underdecks.
Yeah, I'm gonna need you to stay on deck E or above, please.
That's a whole fucking trip to Port Wander.
Alright. Little Lord Captain, now I can just use my brain powers through the floorboards.
I don't give a fuck about that.
I mean, floorboards equals
Class steel
a vial
plates.
of metal.
Right? So before we keep getting off topic, back on topic.
I was gonna say for like the duration of the next 3 days, it's simple run-of-the-mill things for Moriana. She does have a habit of doing some boxing every now and then. Or, yeah, doing some boxing, in her free time because, well, fist.
Anything from the others?
I sent you some stuff.
Oh shit.
She's currently recruiting her strapping young lads.
Now you make that sound dirty, man. I'm an equal opportunity employer.
Fine, her strapping young folk.
There we go. There we go. At least I'm not calling them to my quarters at odd hours of the evening. Just there.
Noted.
I have nothing to say to you.
That's fair. That's fair.
Ramirez is
sitting and trying to spend more time around this choir, just chatting with Amelie and the rest of my choir, and just waiting for word back.
It arrives on.
Scanner
Go ahead.
is doing fucking paperwork that he needs to catch up on while drinking water because I don't drink alcohol.
Oh, bullshit, you're a noble. Anyway,
I don't drink anymore.
at
What?
any rate,
I call bullshit. We went out drinking that night. I rolled a natural 1.
Yeah, you said that wasn't in character though.
who didn't?
I never said that. That's
Pretty sure
that's
he had a
why I
complaint about that later. Anyways,
no. I got the
Alright.
whole like acquisition roll for Amasek because he developed a like for drinking.
I drank that one time. I try not to do it very often.
Anyway, Ramirez.
I'm not like one of your little whores, Iskander. You can't ignore me.
At any rate, Ramirez, you do get a message back about the third day, and
Oh shit.
it is a simple series
Oh crap.
of short.
Multiple choice questions.
No, it is a simple series of short, clipped hymnals. They don't seem to make much sense.
Oh.
It's simply different hymns. Some of them you've heard tech priests using, some of them Ministorum sources, but even trying to piece them all together, it's jumbled. It's a mess.
Think it's a dirty joke?
No, it's just a cacophony of different hymns.
I don't like this.
That's what you get for blasting ship across the void, man. You don't know what's on the other side. Probably some tech priest prince or something asking for a donation.
Nope. I'm lost.
To be fair, that first roll was Forbidden Lore Warp.
Yeah, that was what it's supposed to be.
Yeah, no, both.
Why was the second one Psychers?
Because
to check.
I was rolling checking
yeah,
both my
check
knowledges.
both those knowledges. But yeah, no, it's. You
I'm
go
going to
through it.
attempt Forbidden Lore Warp again because the warp is the thing that's scaring me here.
All right.
So, no, let's. Yes.
It is unfortunate, but you turned this series of hymnals over and over again in your mind, trying to figure out what they could possibly mean, because they were directed towards Ramian. They came to you. It's not just something you intercepted, but no matter how
I'm-
you play it in your head, it doesn't make any sense.
I'm going to attempt scrutiny
Huh?
because it worked for me last time. I'm trying to assess or evaluate, I guess.
You get to scrutiny a set of
I want to
notes?
see if this feels like danger.
I'll let you take an evaluate test on that.
It's 40k.
This is completely safe, Lord Captain. We've never been safer than we are right here, right now.
Yeah, you.
Seems legit.
Again, no matter how you turn it over in your head, it doesn't seem to make any sense. It's just they're not even all parts of the same hymnal. They're not even hymnals from the same source. Like I said, there's some of the Cult Mechanicus in this. There's some of the Ministorum. It's just a jumbled mess of partial hymnals.
Nico doesn't know enough about 40k to be scared, but I'm still scared.
Does
Probably
it
should
have
be.
a return fucking address like X sent this?
What is this? The
Yeah,
fucking postal service?
Do I got caller ID on my psychic phone?
Unfortunately, not. There's no signature, so to say.
All right, well I'm just going to. I assume I assume this message is brought to my attention.
Nah. Of course I'm bringing the fucking creepy hymnals to the attention of the captain.
Oh, for a second I actually thought he was gonna be like, I didn't see anything.
I legitimately
Sir,
thought
some
Nico
flying
Ramirez
mechanical
saw
space
something.
church tried to contact us.
So I'm just gonna look this over. And
Lord
I'm
Captain,
gonna make
the
a...
evangelicals are calling again. I thought we called them all last time.
You want to hear about our Lord and Savior, Logar?
Loga!
We
Loga!
have come to we have come to bring you the good word of Bad Dragon.
Execute them immediately. I'm going to
Suddenly
roll a
I
common
feel-
lore Imperium to see if I know anything about this. Fuck is this?
For the hymnals
through a door
themselves, yeah.
the chaos space right now. You have time to speak about our Lord and Savior.
We have decided that you shall hear the word and the good word of our Savior. Okay.
No.
Could we reschedule? This is not optional.
Well, that's a shame for you. Why is that?
Just fucking
Just
dark
standing in
apostle,
a-
just a dark apostle standing in front of you. This is not a choice you get to make.
This is not a choice. Well, that's a shame because I think it is. Why? You're standing in an airlock.
You're standing in an airlock. Vent still stands there. Magnetic
Oh,
boots and
oh.
sealed armor, dumbass, begins to power maul his way in.
I'm just gonna keep that closed, boys.
Oh, shit.
Shoot the fuck out of it. Concentrated fire,
Get
man.
down, get down.
That's that.
Get your team down here now!
Right. So, okay. What would I be rolling, Shane? Because I have common lore
Imperial
Imperium.
Creed.
I have common lore Imperium.
Well, then you're
Scholastic
rolling
lore
intelligence at
Astronomy.
half.
Intelligence.
At half.
Oh god damn it. All right.
Smart person the best time, you
So
bastard.
fucking close.
So we almost made it.
I was about to say, no, I can't do it now, and I'm not re-rolling that because there's no way that's gonna be successful.
Yeah, no, you're familiar with the hymnals themselves, of course, as any good Imperial citizen is. Except maybe those tech priests, because, you know, they're dirty bastards, but...
Alright.
I mean, they might recognize some of these that you don't, but you're familiar with all the Ministorum hymnals, but the parts of them and arriving the way they are don't make any sense.
Can I roll a common lore Imperium to say if anyone would send messages like this?
Maybe someone's drunk. Alright, Astrophil, this is what I'm gonna need you to send. And then we cutscene over to Ramirez. What the fuck is this?
Great, they let the Inquisitors get into the Amasec again.
But yeah, Shane, can I roll a common lore Imperium to see if any sort of I would have any knowledge about any sort of message like this being sent?
It wouldn't really be an Imperium, because that's just like knowledge about the Imperium in
Damn it.
general.
Astromancy.
Strongly.
Astromancy?
Scholastic lore astromancy.
It's not.
I don't think it involves the stars.
Yeah, I think Astromancy is void ships. Allow me to double check real quick, because I don't want to cheat at anything.
I don't fucking know. I'm just trying to roll something. Because this is a unique situation that you're throwing at me that I don't like.
I'm out of my safe box.
Religious and shit.
There's some weird paper with notes and things. Yeah, I think they said something anti-Semitic towards me.
Every game 40k we've played, you've very much toned down the religious aspect. Now all of a sudden people are sending me messages and hymns. What the fuck is going on?
Astromancy is a knowledge of stars, singularities, and the worlds around them, as well as theoretical understanding of how to use telescopes, astrolithic charts, and the like.
So, bonus, you know how to use the telescope. Don't undervalue that. That's important.
What the fuck is that? Guys, it's a telescope. What the fuck is that? Oh god damn it, move.
How does it work? You look at the eyepiece. Stop sticking your nose in the eyepiece!
Do I stick my dick in it?
Johnson, if your dick fits in that, I'd honestly feel bad for you.
So he's brought this to my attention. I'm gonna think about this for a while because I think I still have a day.
I mean, this is the third day, so...
Until my navigator gets the fuck up, I'm gonna put some thought into this, because this is fucking weird.
Council meeting. Council meeting.
I would recommend a council meeting, Lord Captain.
Yeah, Ramirez, have everyone meet in my office. This is, I don't know what this is.
Well,
Yeah,
it's just like
I've got the button,
spam or something?
I've got the button right here. All officers, meet my office. Yeah,
Watch
but
all the officers on the ship are crammed into one office. All the way down from the central all the way down
All
to like a
ranking
second
officers.
lieutenant.
All ranking
Okay.
all
officers.
ranking officers. None of those sergeants that I promoted last week.
All heads of all
Department
department heads.
heads.
Yeah, all department heads.
All department heads,
All
please.
player characters, please report to my office.
Basically.
Indeed,
Pretty much.
and they did, and there was much rejoicing.
Right, so when everyone's here, just gonna Ramirez show them the thing. So we got
Vanessa
this.
is like when he says show him the thing, he kind of like raises an eyebrow in concern.
I reach into my robes.
And withdraw
I produce
all-
nothing as I just start
And
looking to them and. Alrighty then. This power.
Huh?
Looking at this power, I'm going to mind link everyone.
Why do we have to mind link?
I don't
So I
want
can
to
actually
mind
show-
meld. You guys will see all my dirty dreams.
Uh,
I didn't
I'm
give
going to
permission.
mind, I'm going to
You'll
link
see the
minds
plot
of
to the
them
next
so that I can hear
panel.
all of their dirty surface thoughts. Actually, no, I have
no,
to,
you'll know the plot to my next trashy romance novel.
I have to
Yeah.
physically probe your mind. I have to actually actively try and read your mind. But no, I'm just connecting our minds so I can speak to you all like this now. And I'm going to begin showing them the hymn, and by that I mean I'm using my astral telepathy to replay the hymnals in their heads.
Vanessa does say in her mind, I don't appreciate this. You should at least ask.
Vanessa,
My
get over it.
Vanessa, and my apologies for my behavior a few days prior. I was not in my right mind.
Apology accepted. Anyways, the hems.
Shoot you in the
Oh.
face.
Wait, what?
Nothing.
And anyways, so since this is like hems, this
I
is
am
like
wrong.
singing, right? Correct.
It is that whole Latin, whatever the fuck, monks.
Well, the funny thing is, I have performed sing.
Specifically, it is church hymnals basically, and the Mechanicum equivalent.
So she can
So-
basically sing along.
Well, it's also encumbrance, like perform scene, like maybe like what they're trying to go for, what the artist is trying to compose,
Yeah.
maybe capture some sort of hidden meaning
I
within.
swear to God, if we meet an Inquisitor that speaks through hymns, I'm gonna be fucking pissed.
I mean,
I'm gonna love it
Inquisitors,
if that's the case.
Inquisitors go through a lot of shit and develop some very weird idiosyncrasies.
I was surprised everyone was so on board of calling them up so quickly. Anyways, could that work for this?
Yeah. Go ahead and
She's
roll-
kinda
go
like-
ahead and roll perform sing.
I never thought I'd be able to use this.
I always thought
I
this
feel
was one
just-
of his useless flavor skills.
Yeah, I feel slightly justified in guiding it now.
I thought this would only be useful if at some point we had to compete in some sort of interstellar karaoke contest.
I'll spend a fate to reroll, because why the fuck not?
I'm re-rolling that. I never thought I'd get to use it. I'm re-rolling that. I know that feeling.
That's
Ooh.
better.
Hey!
For a moment, you almost miss it. Because you're just focusing on like the words and the hymns and trying to piece something together out of the words themselves.
And she's not using this whole mind meld thing. You actually guys like hear her humming it a bit and kind of like tapping her finger.
And it sort of throws you for a loop as you reach like the Mechanicum work hymns that you don't know. It
Fair
throws
enough.
you off. But then you start to notice something. Like as you're playing through it a couple times, you start to notice a pattern. And it's actually in the key of each of these hymnals. They're not in the
Mhm.
normal key they would be in. Each of them has been shifted up or down a few octaves.
Alright, she does state that. Well, that's odd. Well, I mean, besides the whole hem itself, a few of the keys have been slightly shifted, and she states which ones she believes have been shifted slightly. Doing that then. Let's see.
And if everybody has
Well,
the
so-
ciphers, I think it's Scholastic Lore ciphers. 'Cause I think it's Scholastic Lore ciphers. If everybody has the ciphers,
Doesn't our lovely seneschal?
Hey, you remember how I picked up perform scene?
Is that the one you took instead of?
Yeah, that was fair because I was like, I'll take scene. You know, I can pick up ciphers later.
I love you, Dan, so much.
All right. Well, all right, we can pull this out. Shit, that's not good. That's not
Okay.
good. Let's see. So she takes like a data slate and begins writing kind of writing it out as best she can, trying to piece it together. The problem is it seems the mechanist part is hard for her to decipher since she's not familiar exactly with their ways.
I'm gonna call in a tech priest.
Yeah, I was about to suggest
Lucky
that.
for you, the chief plasma drive operator already answered your summons.
Oh right,
Really,
he is here.
Melanie's just
Important.
Hi.
So Vanessa like slides
One of
over
our
the data
senior
pad.
tech priests.
So Vanessa slides over the data slate to plasma drive operator, and she like points out, see how these keys here are slightly off. Can you tell me any more about the mechanist part of it? Because I'm not exactly familiar with their hymns and notes.
Before that is answered, quick question. So I have a very good education, Shane. Would it be appropriate for those to be off? Like for those notes, like would there be anyone in their right minds that would mess those up on purpose?
I mean, from your education, specifically as you were educated, unless you have ciphers, you've
No, but just
There are-
specifically
there are
singing
ins-
the hymns.
okay.
I'm coming from a very.
There is such a
Okay.
thing as forbidden lore.
Yeah.
I'm aware. I'm aware that there's.
Specifically, most people, if they were performing in a Basilica Imperialis, the Church of the Emperor, if they were part of that choir singing these hymns, and they got it wrong, that could be cause from any sort of discipline, from a swift beating to being publicly flayed.
Okay, so that's fucking odd. It's very odd.
Hmm.
What I was trying to get across and what I
Anyways,
wanted to see if I didn't know. Like,
Shane. Shane. Would it be well, either machine cult or mechanicum or whatever.
It would be, machine cult or mechanicum.
Okay.
Whatever skill you have is.
Dice, don't fuck me. Well, that's
They're
Moriana,
fucked,
and as we stated,
Go ahead and have a new roll.
You know, we've done this to Shane so many times. He's gonna do it to me and tell Lori. I can't tell him no if he does.
hey, the fate point.
Fate point saved it.
Did it.
But yes, the tone of the Mechanicum sections has also been altered. Like it's not so much that, for the Mechanicum, it's not so much that it wasn't sung in the correct key or whatever. But you can actually tell, hearing it, somebody, after recording this hymnal, somebody altered it before sending it.
That is strange. I'm also surprised that your ears were capable of picking this up. But yes, those were also.
All right.
have
Could
been.
you please state it on the data pad there, so I can get a better idea?
Specifically,
Did you just in character tell Pat to type?
Yes.
That was well done, actually. That was well executed.
All right.
now
Hey,
specifically, Melanie.
Hit me, Shane.
Yeah. Specifically, the recordings were altered along the course that they were by, of the three Mechanicum hymnals that were sent, the first one had its pitch altered by 3 degrees. The second had its pitch altered by 5.
Mm,
And
my brain's working.
the third had its pitch altered by 0.75 degrees.
Oh, okay, that's nothing. 0.75, that's all.
Huh.
Wait a minute, 0.75? Aha, the bastard, he made a mistake. Alright, that's weird.
Hold on. There you go.
Ah, thank you. So, oh, you really did tap it down. Oh, okay. Alright, Vanessa kind of scratches the back of her head. Now looking at the separate notes all laid out.
Looking at it
She-
now,
Oh, go for it.
a second.
That 0.75 degrees is worrying me the most.
Yeah. Clearly it's done by a useless meat heap. None among the Mechanicum would ever have made such a mistake.
With those in place, taking the keys of the hymnals and the degree to which the Mechanicum hymnals were altered, noting them down, that is what is now noted on the data slate.
Okay, so ESA 35.
Gee.
She like looks over to where the navigator should be because she thinks she has like
Oh, wait.
idea, and then it's like, oh
Shane?
yeah,
Shane?
Hmm.
Shane?
yeah.
Astromancy. Because does this seem like it's basically like, hey, go here? Or some sort of coordinate?
It doesn't seem like coordinates.
It seems like forbidden or demonology would apply.
Would logic apply? Since it is a skill, though not one
Logic would
trained.
apply. Demonology, you don't have enough to go on to connect it to any demonic things. But
Following a logic.
Do I get a bonus at least? Cause I mean, I fucking like need it.
everybody get a +10 to any logic test since you have the stuff laid out in front of you.
Cryptology.
Oh, cryptology also works. You know, shit.
Well, I tried. I could try to
Don't
spend another
worry,
fate point,
I'll
but
be
that's
able
what's
to
really
aid
low.
these.
Well, you also rolled
Disgusting
gamble,
meat heap.
so
Hmm? What do you mean? I thought I rolled scrutiny.
I didn't roll logic, I rolled an intelligence check to be fair, and I technically no.
Huh.
I
That's
succeeded.
fucking weird. I guess I must have clicked one off. Fucking A. Where's the logic at? What's it's even lower? Oh, no, it's exactly the same. Yay. I feel slightly better.
remember you get +10, but yeah.
Oh, you dirty whore.
All right. So I take it it was Soleil who was rolling that.
No, because no, it was Melanie.
Okay.
It was in fact
For some
Melanie.
reason, it showed Soleil's icon, but okay.
I know, I don't get that.
Anyway. But yes, so Melanie and Ramirez. Ramirez, it clicks in your head first. This is a cipher. This is a code, and as you're sitting there breaking it, and you and Melanie at the same time snap your fingers as you both puzzle it out.
Vanessa's just like playing with her hair, staring at it like, I have no. Wait.
And
No.
the most logical thing the two of your minds come to, the most logical thing this could be is just a simple acronym. And as you look at it, it pops into your head. God Emperor sends aid. 35.75 days.
Well, They were very
Well, since the
eccentric and
Omnisci is
stinking
coming
cats.
to give aid.
Ramirez, exactly how did you word that message out to them?
I'm going to repeat exactly how I worded it. Let's see how much attention Jeff was paying.
Ramirez, I feel as though you failed to take into account that the Psychers there were still loyal to the Emperor.
Vanessa's kind of like, what exactly transpired?
I have contacted the Inquisition to send the black ships for the unsanctioned psychers.
You see Vanessa kind of like move her arm off the table, as in some sort of like primitive gesture to guard herself, like putting it to her side, like, oh, the Inquisition. Stares back down at the note.
Suddenly, everybody on
Moriana
the ship gets a little more defensive as we all realize we're terrible criminals.
We're actually psychos?
Yes, their
She is
council,
correct.
as well as several more that were in a comatose state. As he taps the side of he taps his ears. Very sharp hearing.
So looks over to
Well,
Lord Captain. See what he has to say.
I would suggest that we alert them.
I will get
to
on
the
it.
situation.
I just turn and leave.
Well, I specifically meant the. Oh, he's already gone. I specifically meant the Seers, their council. Just alert them to what's coming and how long it'll be.
She's also right because I should alert them to know that they are loyal Imperial citizens.
Yeah, it's a little. That changes a lot.
Vanessa just like has both her hands over her mouth in that whole concerned look. I'm concerned.
Vanessa, like, oh god, that was the worst time for a typo.
No.
Well, they're coming in 35 days. What do we do, Lord Captain?
On that note, it might be an excellent idea to try to get in contact with the Administratum and Munitorum, given that we've brought the world into the fold. That resources and manpower could surely be of use to the wider Imperium, and the Administratum would need to catalog them.
I'm going to give Ramirez a day after having to send. Well, no, he hasn't sent another message today. He's sending the message. I'll tell him I'll tell him to talk to the Administratum tomorrow, so won't be a big deal, but I'll bring it up. But Moriana, you should probably head down there and let them know in X amount of time they will have visitors.
Moriana, like, do what? This is why I don't like fucking doing speeches. Suddenly I have all the fucking talking with the nobility. God motherfucking damn it.
Lord Captain. Vanessa kind of raises her hand.
Yes, Vanessa.
May I accompany her down planet-wise?
Do you promise to be nice?
I was perfectly cordial last time.
You pulled a gun and were going to shoot someone. That is not perfectly cordial.
It was considering all circumstances, my lord, but that's not my intent.
Because someone who knew nothing about your status didn't accept your status. That is by no means acceptable.
Well, as much as I would like to argue the point, don't worry. Now knowing of their customs, I'll be extra careful.
You have my leave, then.
Yes, Lord Captain. Much appreciated.
And as everyone leaves, I look back at this pile of fucking paperwork on my desk. We're gonna get this shit done. No, I just look at it like, if I hadn't put this off for like 3 months, probably wouldn't be here.
Servitor comes with a bunch of data slates now.
Lilia just walks in. By the way, here's the next things that needs to be finalized.
Lilia keeps coming in every day with just random paperwork that she prints off for no fucking reason. Like, oh yes, we need these signed as well, and they're just nothing. They're just there to make sure he learns how to read properly.
No, just to make sure I still know how to fucking use my name. Have more data slates for whatever reason. Alright, no, does he still know how to write in cursive or Latin?
Well,
Let's
High
see.
High
So have a
Gothic.
basic understanding of High Gothic. His Low Gothic could do some work.
Anyway,
I'm sitting there shoveling most of these papers into a fucking fire.
Yeah, gonna take gonna take a team down with Lady Vanessa, and gonna see if we can't, not land like a freaking kilometer away and try to land in that clearing
I mean, I don't mind
that
ziplining
we had
down
met
this
the villain
bitch.
in initially.
it takes it's been a few days, and you could have relegated some guys to having cleared the canopy over that, and you're able to bring it down into there.
Alright,
Yeah,
fair
I'm gonna
enough.
clear that canopy for you. Oh god, dinosaur poison shooting! Yeah, it's gonna take us a little bit, ma'am.
Our default aerial defense have been deployed. Oh god, we pissed off local pterodons! They're paying their way through the cockpit. I can't see. I can't. Vanessa, I'll just add that to the order for when we get back to Port Wander.
One shuttle and new crew.
One Argus lighter.
And we put heavy bolters on the Harvest Lighter. It can mount them. We should start doing that.
All I'm gonna say is the stats I'm presented do not have guns on them, so.
We really need to get
Look,
some with like a little
look,
bit.
The Force, yes, in the Imperial armor book, they actually do come with heavy bolters.
Well, yeah, because they're being fielded in 40k, so.
Mount at the very least. I mean, there are other transports that actually don't have, weapons.
Huh.
That serve as metal boxes, so, man.
Alright.
The point is they could mount them, and we should mount them on them.
We should at least throw
So-
something on there.
So Vanessa asks Lady Moriana, what do you intend to exactly tell the felonids? They don't seem exactly
It's going to have to word this properly, but run them through the fact that their psych is going to, that their seers are going to need to be taken, and the witch is going to need to be taken to be brought back to Holy Town, be blessed by the God Emperor, and to the whole sanctioning process. To be fair, I don't know the full details, but we'll be able to hopefully get them to
Why are you
be
here?
absolutely okay.
Why are you here? In about 35 days, you're gonna go see God. That's all I really have for you.
We didn't bring the one
Thank you
guy
very
who
much.
can actually tell you all the horrors you're gonna have to go through to see
Before
God.
you ask, no, I don't know what it entails, and yes, you don't have a choice in the matter. You're going to see God, damn it.
I see, Lady Morana. She nods. I'll defer to you in this. Just let me know if there's anything I can do to help.
Moriana is very tempted to just to be like, you want to do the talking instead? It's really fucking annoying. But
But
no.
is she like giving me that look like, please say something, please say something, please?
She's biting her lower lip and has a furrowed brow, but she's staring forwards.
Can I tell, like subtext of what's going on there, or do I think she just has to go pee?
Scrutiny versus deceive, so. If you want to deceive there, Moriana.
Oh my god! Fucking you win.
I win.
You win.
It's remotely
I
possible
don't
you fuck it up by a larger margin.
I
It
don't
is.
think it's necessary to roll, Shane. That was a critical failure.
You failed
Then-
worse, so you are able to tell. It's opposed.
Okay.
Not just who gets closer.
At first, she thinks, "Oh, she must have to go to the bathroom," and she's like, "Wait, does she have?" She kind of like gets distracted by thoughts, and then gives another look at Moriana, and then realizes she was like waiting for like a suggestion. Then trying to carefully not look like she missed it, she does say, "Well, I don't mean to go against our Lord Captain, given what he ordered, and this would be very rude of me to even suggest this, and this could incur the displeasure of our Lord. But if you like, perhaps I could start negotiations, sort of." She kind of like looks back at Moriana. She says it very quietly as well, quietly enough to not get her, but not loud enough to over the engines and everything.
Just if you think that you can a bit better than I can, then by all means, feel free to lead off the negotiations.
Well, there's one issue though.
Which is that sort of like.
As she kind of leans in and folds both her hands and kind of rests her head, staring at you. You see, this is an awfully big risk. I would hate to defy our Lord Captain. So, if I'm successful in warming them up, so to say, I need something from you in return.
Oh?
Just a favor, that's all.
I would assume it would be in equal standing.
Oh, of course. I would never expect to overcharge for a service. Be improper of me. I was raised better than that.
Was that. That.
Hmm? Got real quiet.
Agreement.
Oh, so she agrees?
Yes.
Alright, she extends her hand out to shake. Very well. Agreement between two ladies.
Politely shakes her hand.
Vanessa just gives a slight smile.
Like, closed eyes, small smile, back.
Thank you. I'm sorry you were put in such a position for what it's worth. As she just leans back, looking out the window, kind of trying to hide her smugness a bit.
Oh, it's fine. I don't know.
Hmm?
You can understand that it gets a bit, I don't know, aggravating to consistently have to deal with others of, well,
Hmm?
positions higher than yours and dangly dance around everything.
Vanessa does turn her head over, and she nods, kind of gives like an understanding look, and puts a hand on Mariana's shoulders, like, I understand completely. This has been definitely an experience for me, especially with the way the leadership works around here. It has tested my patience and manners as well. I imagine it must be extremely hard for you, especially since you're the most newest crew member that we have.
It's a little. It's no, definitely. A whole new ship, a whole new crew, and given what happened, I don't know if, well, the vessel I served on is still in one piece. Hopefully it
Sure
is,
it
and
is.
hopefully I can return to it.
Of course, but for what it's worth, if you do decide to stay or circumstances require it as it, I am more than happy to have you a part of our crew. She just gives her a nice smile. And if you ever wish to talk, I'm always here to listen.
I thank you, Vanessa. And I may take you up on that offer.
See that you do. And she just gives like a smile and then smiles like anyone else there. Just kind of like makes it look like it's nothing like too important. And then looks down at the death world through whatever passes for a window.
Now, shortly after you arrive within the council chambers, the youngest member awakens his elders again.
Vanessa's patient, or at least appears to be patient.
Yeah. And once they've all awakened, they look to you expectantly.
Takes a step forward if permitted and gives like kind of a curtsy bow. My noble council members, let me first apologize for my behavior earlier, as she goes into a low bow. I am terribly sorry for my ill temper and words. I hope it did not have any long-lasting effect upon any of you.
First talks were heated. No grudges
Mm.
are held.
Thank you very much. As she just gives another like slight nod. Anyways, I'm here on behalf of our Lord Captain Iskander to inform all of you that a representative of the God Emperor is to come to this planet in roughly 35 days. Just kind of like lets that hang in the air for a bit.
Yeah, they look amongst themselves and then nod. We await their words.
Yes. So who's in like the chamber here? Like, is it just like a bunch of people just chilling, watching, or is it just council members and us?
It's the council members and a quartet of guards.
All right. Lady Vanessa looks over to Boreana and asks her, "May you dismiss our guards, please? Just send them out there."
Hmm.
So I assume we have guards with
Men?
us too.
Yeah.
Yes.
You have your honor guard.
I brought the standard retinue of 10. So, men, if you would wait outside the chamber.
They all take their leave and step out.
Yeah. Well, once they're all out and like the doors or whatever pass for a door is closed, she stares back at the council. Anyways, the representative of the God Emperor will be coming here to assist in a very particular personal matter to his chosen, as she kind of gestures with her hand across all the felonids. And what do they call them? Stargazers? I believe it was, right? Damn, I.
Specifically the elders.
No, not the elders. I'm talking about the ones afflicted. Yeah, I'll just use that. To assist you with, she like stares at each of them in the eye as best she can with your afflicted. To see if she kind of like looks them over to see if they get what she means.
Yeah, there's a slight rumble among them as they stare you down for a moment, and then the centermost one nods.
Yeah, yes. He's send his representative here to assist you with them. Consider it as a gift from our Lord Captain. He beseeched them to help as best he can.
There's a quick murmur among themselves, and they nod to you again. Our thanks to Dragon Slayer.
I will send your most illustrious thanks, noble elders. Though I also have a personal request, if you would hear me out.
They sit quietly and wait.
As she lets it hang for a little bit, and asks about the. We would refer to them as a surgeon. I don't know what your people have grown to call him, but the individual regarded as Mira. Is that right, Mira?
Kira, yeah.
Kira? Okay. I was close. Hey, just a few letters off. Anyways, she asked, I would like to request her service aboard our vessel.
They look among each other for a moment, and eventually the elder holds up his hands to either side of him. We'll send for her. Sad to
This
see
is
her leave.
This is like, oh, well, in her mind, it's like, oh wow, that was easy. I was willing to like give them stuff, but hey, they're just gonna give her. That's perfect. Thank you very much.
Yeah, Moriana's had kind of cocked at that. Like, all right.
What this girl doing?
What this crazy bitch on about?
You do you?
And while they wait, she does ask the council, "Is there anything that your people need as well? We do have some supplies we can spare if you're short of anything."
Yeah, the elders look among each other, and back to you. The ancestors speak of no trouble. For ourselves,
Excellent.
we can provide.
That is some of the best news I've heard so far. She just gives a smile and bows and kind of takes a step back to like probably answer the questions that she senses coming from. I was about to call her Moriana. I was about to call you Morgan. Moriana. Yeah, so she just turns her head to see Moriana's face.
Yes.
Seems like you had something to say back there. She's like whispering, because we're kind of like off to the side. We're waiting for Kira.
Was curious as to the reason for requisitioning Kira.
Oh. Well, that's simple. I just wanted a personal medical practitioner. So she just like shrugs as if it was like, oh, I just wanted like a pair of shoes.
I just figured I'd
Given
buy
the disdain you would show.
I just figured I'd buy a felonid while I'm here,
I'd have thought, given your reaction to them, and even her, you wouldn't have been up for that. But fair enough.
Considering everything, it was not my most best of days, and this will be a nice act of friendship for further relations. I'm sure our Lord Captain would agree, if he cares to know, as she shrugs. And they were willing to part with her quite easily. Plus, as she kind of, she's like about to whisper something to, but then she kind of decides against it. Just like gives you a look like, we'll talk later. Is that okay? You are the mistress of arms, so I do technically have to ask for your permission.
I'll have to explain to the Lord Captain, but he'll most likely be fine. It's not really of much concern.
Vanessa gives a smile. Ah, finally. So someone that understands that the Lord Captain doesn't need to be bothered with every little thing. That is very refreshing to see some adjacency. No, not adjacency.
Agency.
Damn it! Agency. Thank you. Thank you, director. We're cutting that one out, right? All right, anyways. So, yeah.
Line.
Well,
I wonder if they really do that.
Yeah, when
Anyways.
they're not doing script reads, yes.
Yeah.
But well, more meant that I probably have to just alert him to it, just like it's a member of his crew now. But it's
Oh, of
something that he'll
course.
probably handle. If it's just
You are very good at your job, Lady Moriana. And this is just something for my own personal use, though. I doubt the rest of the crew would be so fondly to have someone not of the crew. As she's like trying, just in case someone might be listening, to be less offensive, says to have someone of not the crew examine them.
it's fine. I understand.
Excellent. You're far more reasonable than what I first thought.
Well, yes, that was. You understand that we all have a bit of a station, and you can speak up every now and again, but you were getting a little, well, too.
Yes, she kind of like stops you, but I perfectly understand. It was very unsightly of me to say what I say, and as a mistress at arms, it was your duty to administer the proper punishment.
Moriana stays where she is, but Pat, like, slightly discomforted. He's not sure why.
What was that? I didn't catch that.
But anyways,
Hurt me more, Snake.
Was that?
something along those lines.
All right. So yeah, they just stand there and wait.
But yes, we should be getting back to the ship then, since this whole ordeal has been settled.
Well, we still have to wait for Kira, or are they going to contact us? Because it sounded like they were just going to send her out.
They did send for her, and as you've been talking,
Right forward. God.
as you've been talking, eventually she, towards the end of your conversation, did enter alongside one of the Tiger Warriors. And she's sort of nervously looking about after being brought to the council chamber, and like spots the two of you, and you can see confusion in her eyes for a moment before she goes forward to the council and bows respectfully. They talk in their tongue for a moment, and then Kira just, her eyes sort of go wide, and she sort of like looks back to the two of you.
Vanessa's just giving her like a smile. You know, one of it's kind of being smug, and another of it's kind of being playful. You know, it's really hard to tell. You know, she make of it what she will.
Yeah, Kira definitely seems nervous as she replies to the council, but bows, rises, and approaches you.
All right, she lets her approach. You know, kind of like gives like a look to Moriana, like this will be good. You know, yeah. And she's like, Kira. As she like opens her arms and kind of like a hugging gesture.
Kira keeps her eyes downcast and her hands clasped. Ma'am.
Oh, no need to be so formal with me. She like tips her head up to where they're looking each other in the eyes. You've been given a great honor to serve the God Emperor and to assist Lord the Captain, the Dragon Slayer, and myself.
Yes, ma'am.
Just smiles. You have everything you need?
It will be waiting for me.
Excellent. Well, we should not waste any further time. Our Lord Captain will be wanting to hear from us very soon. Right, Moriana?
This poor bitch.
Yes, he will. As though looking to Kira. Just you seem lackluster about the idea, of working aboard such a working aboard such a sanctic vessel.
It is unusual to change one's station.
Vanessa kind of nods and is like, and that is why you deserve it. As she like grabs one of her hands, you know, and kind of like gently like puts another hand over it, kind of patting it, and she's like, "You assisted me, and I will forever be thankful for that. And while you healed the injuries that happened to me," and she does show her arm, "you also showed that you have great promise and medical skills that will be tremendously valuable to us, especially in the coming months and years."
Looking at her
If it
face,
makes you feel better. Oh. Hey, if you feel better on the note of changing one's station, I wasn't originally assigned, to the Lord Captain's vessel. A series of circumstances brought me to serve aboard it, so I'm in a rather similar boat.
I see.
No, ship, as it were.
But Vanessa smiles at that, you know, kind of like piggybacking off of what Moriana said, and kind of grabs her hand and says, "See, we have a lot in common," you know, as she kind of like bridges both of them together, holding both their hands. "I think we'll all very get along, and this will help all of our people tremendously."
Kira nods, but even just at a glance, you can tell she's more confused than anything.
Nah, Vanessa expects that much. I mean, it's like giving, in her mind, it's like giving a caveman a rocket launcher and be like, "Yeah, this kills stuff really good, buddy. He's gonna be confused, maybe might die, but eventually people get it. You know, it's trial and error."
Maybe people learn not to stand behind the RPG.
Yeah, or point it point blank at something that they want to shoot. They want to see that Somali pirate picture. So yeah,
He tries to use the RPG as a spear.
Oh god.
Or try to give a monkey an assault rifle.
That
I
was
still
funny.
love that in the background of that video, you just hear somebody, no.
It probably
Like
happened
there's
before,
one
to be
guy
fair.
there with sense. Like no, don't do that.
They're like, "Nah, you don't know nothing." Oh shit.
Like as he's handing it to the chimp, the guy you just hear in the background, no, and then when he starts spraying down, everybody's running like hell.
I know, right? That was funny. But yeah, so Vanessa guides Kira out of the room, kind of like has an arm around her arm, you know, kind of like sort of comforting her, you know, telling her how much more spacious it is, you know, giving her the whole cell and how nice her quarters will be.
She just sort of quietly nods along, and as you reach the exit, the primary door to Earthhome, one of the Tiger soldiers is there waiting with her with a backpack full of her belongings, which she quietly slips on and follows you out.
All right. Elevating people. I'm a good person. I did my good deed of the decade.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing but wine and drugs for the next 9 years.
Wine and drugs for the next 9 years? Well, what kind of establishment do you take this for? Jeez.
You've done a great thing for her.
I have. Yes, I have. I'm a good person. It'll help her in the long run.
The culture shock totally won't fuck her up pretty badly.
As long as she does her job. Anyways.
You guys truly are masters of understanding different cultures.
Hey, Columbus was. Look how well that worked out for him. Came back rich as a motherfucker. Downside is they kind of threw him in jail for a long while. But hey, he came back with gold. If he didn't fuck it up, you know, motherfucker would have been rich. Anyways. So yeah, letting Moriana take the lead, you know. Unless she has anything to say.
Nothing in particular.
You return to the shuttle. Return to the ship.
Yeah.
I do make a note of going to see the Lord Captain just to, give him the status update.
Vanessa does a company, well, not company, but follow after. Once she makes sure Kira is set with the quarters
Yeah.
and given something to eat.
She's given a small Batman's quarters right next to yours. That is to say,
That's-
a small 2-room apartment right next to your big, like, 3 or 4-room apartment.
Oh, we all know it's 5, but yeah, sure. That's even better.
So Moriana's coming to my office.
With
It's that moment where I'm
Yeah.
looking over a piece of paper for a bit too long. I'm about to figure something out. The door opens. What is it?
What is it? Wait, what paragraph was on? Damn it!
Oh, it's knocking on the door.
Oh, I hate when that happens,
Even
man.
with the
Like, when I was
knock,
reading
like,
my
it's-
medical textbook.
there's
oh.
it's the knock, and it's just like
No,
enter.
it's literally just like reading. It's reading the thing. It's like, and if we do that, then Doctor, yes. Fuck, where was I? Damn it.
Just enter. Wait a minute. Why do all these papers look the same? Enter. What was I thinking? Fuck. Was I thinking about son of a bitch?
And I've been son of a bitch. In addition to son of a bitch, I've been staring at these scrolls so long they look like goddamn same.
They all look the exact same. Huh. Mariana, come back at a different time.
But
No,
anyways,
hold
yeah.
on. I'm about to have a house moment. Nah.
I
nah,
love that much.
Yeah, no, open door. Update you as to the status of things. We brought the Shias up to speed as to what's going to arrive in approximately 35 days. On top of that, in addition to the crew, one of the medical staff of Earthhome.
Let's sort of like put his hand up to stop her. Alright, so one, how did they take the news?
Well, quite well, actually.
Alright, secondly, why did we bring a new member from a medical staff?
Simply, Vanessa just wanted to reward her for all of the service, and also wanted a personal visit. Simple as that.
Right, have Kira, was it, report to me?
I don't think you were told the name, but okay.
Psychic.
The Lord Captain is a nascent psyker. But do we report him?
But do we report him?
Why do you think I'm best friends with Ramirez?
I thought it was
Well,
anyways, moving on.
nepotism.
Nepotism?
Nepotism. Thank you.
Line?
Well, yeah.
That's gonna become our
Yeah.
group meme. That's how this is known now.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. Even that
I
shit.
heard my name as I'm sipping on soup.
Nothing. It's a joke, but yeah.
Vanessa was
I
also heading
noticed,
towards
but,
his orders.
If I
I
didn't
will,
if I didn't actually get the name, just I want to meet our newest crew member, is what I inform Moriana about as I go back
And
to
yet Dan
signing
was saying-
papers.
Dan was saying that he was following on the way to the room.
Not
Yes.
following, like she dropped Kira off, let Moriana go ahead and proceed, depending on how that went. And then would immediately head to the captain's quarters. Very busy man. Probably a knock.
We'll, do a slight bow, and then, well, yeah, I had no head on my way to go acquire her. And then realize, oh, well, where the fuck where
You do
But-
pass
okay,
Vanessa
pain.
on the way to go pick up Kira.
Vanessa gives
good.
a courteous
Vanessa.
smile and nod. Yes, Lady Moriana. Didn't expect you to come to me this soon.
The
She laughs a
location
little.
of Kira.
Yes, I gave her quarters in my department, right next to mine. It was one of the ones that I was planned to gut for archive, but figured it'd suit her more. Why? Is something the matter?
Simply that Lord Captain Iskander wishes to just meet with her. Probably just some formal briefing and orientation. Nothing too severe.
I'm surprised the Lord Captain would be bothered with such a minor thing. I hope he took the news well. I figured he wouldn't even bat an eye at it. Well, I suppose I can ask him myself.
I also assumed it.
She just shrugs like, I'm sure it's nothing. Well, then I won't keep you any longer, Moriana. And she smiles and walks towards the captain's quarters.
And Moriana heads to.
Are you
Carol.
rolling contortionist, man? Or do I
Oh,
roll
yeah,
myself?
Horribly twists his back.
He's like doing downward dog. All right. Oh. It's like a scream throughout the warp.
I use Psychic Scream on nobody.
We
Yes, this is why.
Snap.
10 minutes later, inside the Astropathic Choir. Now you see, this is why I don't let you assholes play limbo in here. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have said asshole, but this is what happens.
45-degree angle, sir.
I don't know what you're talking about. I have a new outlook on life from this angle.
Curse you and your positive outlook on life.
Oh, I'm sad now.
Fuck you and your puns.
Anyways, Vanessa knocks on his door, rings the doorbell or whatever he has for his quarters.
I believe I just
What was it? I'm so close.
enter. Basically.
Good evening, Lord Captain. I
Vanessa-
came here.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to interrupt you. Very quickly, before you ask me whatever you're going to ask me, how much fucking paperwork do you need me to sign, specifically just from your office? Because I feel like this paperwork never goes away, and I'm starting to get suspicious about it.
If you goes away. Well, here, allow me to have a quick look. As she goes over to behind you and bends over to look at the paperwork that he's looking at, just to give like a brief glance at what it is. It's like as if even from her department to begin with.
Some of these papers are expense reports. Some of them are just day-to-day, reports that could probably be handled by officers of lower station.
So she nods, and the question is: are these reports up to date?
Most of them, he's worked his way through most of the backlog. They're at least from the last month and a half now.
Wow, you made some great progress, Lord Captain. I should be worried. You will put me out of my job soon enough. You've gotten through most of the backlog.
All I do is sign them. I can assure you there will still be plenty for you to do.
Oh, well, thank you. You know, it's the sweetest things to say. A few of these are from my department, yes. But if you require assistance or don't wish to deal with them, I'll happily take on some of the burden here.
No, I just needed to know how many were from your apartment, as I imagine expenses are probably the most important out of everything here.
He set you up with an auto quill servitor.
Yeah, she does toss that one out, or servo skull. Well, that stacks from my department, though judging by the filing of it, it's from the previous department head. That one there is a bit out of date. I'm pretty sure. When she looks at it, that's 60 years old. Here we go. These are from my department. She puts a small pile of data slates and then a few stacks of parchment. These are the up-to-date reports.
Vanessa, if you would be so kind to take a note.
She gets out a little piece of parchment that she has.
Dear future Scander, if for whatever reason you decide that you are going to put off paperwork again for an extended amount of time, you have.
She crosses that out. Belay that. Yes, my lord.
Seneschal Vanessa has explicit permission to slap you over the fucking head until you finish said paperwork in a timely manner.
Dictated
And/or
or
first officer.
and/or first officer. Dictated or read to, Lord Captain.
Dictated.
Yes, Lord Captain. She
He just handed you a warrant of trade to slap him upside the head.
shows it to him for his quick approval.
I
Do you
sign
wish
it.
to sign it? So yeah, she gives him her quill.
When
I sign it. Right, so what is it you came to see me about? As I go back to just signing shit.
I'm sorry, just out of character, just Vanessa in the back of her, I imagine Vanessa in the back of her head, just also to add to the shopping list report Wander, 1 auto quill servitor, and 1 auto slap servitor.
Yeah, please, that's beneath her. She don't slap people. Well, that might be fun to slap a rogue trader, though. That'd be some funny bits of conversation at the right party. So just maybe put a maybe on that one.
That's
Anyway,
a random thing, just like a random rogue trader meeting. My senator just walks up, slaps me on the back of the head. Everyone just stops for a second. What is it? You didn't do this. Oh, give it to me.
Vanessa,
Just go back.
Vanessa, what did I miss? This report, sir. Oh yes, the payroll. Sorry.
the backhand bam. Can we get Ramirez to psychically charge that backhand, please, or something? Anyways, she says, "Oh, I simply wish to give you my report of how things went, and to let you know that negotiations were perfectly fine, and that I've also taken a retainer into my service from their people."
That's about the same report I got from Oriana. Very well. Consider.
She nods. All right. That is all I had to say. I hope there is no issue. Moriana seemed to lead on that you had some sort of interest in the matter.
Going to speak to your retainer about her planet's culture. It occurs to me that I made a very basic error that I should not have when negotiating. I didn't bother to learn anything about who I was negotiating with.
Well, negotiations have succeeded, Lord Captain.
Yes,
Essentially, the planet is yours.
Yes, but in the future, I would like to not make such mistakes.
She shrugs a bit. If you wish, I could ask her and take care of most of the legwork on that. You seem plenty busy as it is, Lord Captain.
All of this is signatures, and besides, I need something to break the monotony.
Should I recommend a bottle?
No, usually don't drink unless I have a special occasion.
Well, I think this would qualify as a special occasion, Lord Captain.
If you can tell me in less than 5 sentences why it qualifies as a special occasion, I will allow you to pick a bottle.
You have exclusive rights to a resource-rich planet.
Pick a bottle.
She looks around to see if he has a bottle to pick.
He's a rogue trader. There's a wine cabinet in the corner.
All right. Takes her like a couple seconds to find as she organizes hers differently. Like,
He goes red
no.
first. I always go white first.
He doesn't have that. He has that. All right. She like blows the dust off of one.
Rack.
I'd recommend this one, Lord Captain. It's of a fine make, for at least if the label is to be believed. If you would give me permission, I'd pop it open and see.
By all means.
Yeah, she pops it or twists it open, depending on which alcohol she grabbed, and takes like a small sniff of it.
It certainly has the scent of a fine red wine.
All right. She takes a small cup and pours a little bit in, and takes a sip of it to taste it to make sure it's proper.
Oh yeah, no, it's good stuff.
She like just gives him a nod and grabs a cup for him. Just let me know how much you want, my lord.
Just fill the glass.
Of course. She fills the glass, and only fills her glass halfway. Should we toast?
I put up my glass.
To future endeavors, Lord Captain, and to your long and continued health.
Don't know if you can call my health long or continued, but suppose nothing.
Something the matter, Lord Captain?
Just reflect.
No, I was just reminiscing about something that happened on Yamakor.
Ah, yes, I hear that was a messy affair. But things have seemed to have taken a turn for the better. As she takes a sip. Ah, very good.
Shane,
Hmm.
I'm a rogue trader. Do I have some sort of manservant on this ship?
I mean, each of you does
That's
have a
everyone?
Or do I have someone specifically designated for the job servant of manservant? Considering my background, probably not. But I'm going to make a note.
You were a military officer, yes?
Yes.
Then you have a Batman.
All right.
But
Batman,
it just appears out of the shadows all of a sudden. Yes,
Just
my
here.
lord.
make sure that every one of the commissioned officers gets a drink of this bottle. Something up their way.
Vanessa smiles. Ah, a very wise choice. This will definitely raise my morale. And she hands the bottle off to him, and then finishes off. Oh, go for it.
He takes it and hurries off to make sure to split it as evenly as he can among the ranked officers.
Anyways, Vanessa.
So, speaking of future endeavors, there were quite a few things that we could exploit from the Death World to capturing the creatures, continuing to go over the scavenge, potentially the idea for some sort of highborn resort for the nobility, which I honestly could see working considering the average size of the nobility. Or just
it could, my lord, if I may.
A bit of a stretch.
The plant would need to be tamed quite a bit before that would happen. I mean, there are the adventurous type that would love it more wild, and you definitely get the proper travelers here, but for sufficient enough number to make it a profit worthwhile, you'd have to do some landscaping, as she smiles. But I'd happily draft up a few plans for you.
Might want to hold off on that one until we get to one of the different worlds in the Unbeholden Reaches. The Death World here could turn warriors into, well, could just have a habit of breeding out the weak from the worthy warriors for my upcoming armies and whatnot.
The Ramian Tiger Guard.
Basically.
Very well, my lord. I'll draft up some plans, but I won't submit them till you feel it's the proper time.
I do want you to figure out the overhead for catching some of those creatures or figuring out what we're going to be needing to excavate that ship.
Oh, of course. I've already had people working on it, but it'll take quite an amount of time. I'll have to take into account all the resources and what's available at Port Wander, and I have to consult some of the onboard tech priests. They are much more skilled in these matters than I am, sadly.
I'll speak to Nagvel Seti. I partnered with him in the trading deal with Yamakor. I'm sure he'd be able to provide me with more things for this endeavor.
Beast trade.
But Yamakor, if I may, was not the most best of endeavors, Lord Captain. You sure it's good to bring old blood in like that?
If I'm going to get to the top of the rogue trader class in the Expanse, it's best to make friends where I can and not have unneeded enemies. Considering Valsetti is mostly in trade, and his trade routes are long and established, why not use them to my advantage?
That is a very wise plan. I did not know of his name or business. If that's the case, then that it would be the best course of action. Though speaking of diplomacy amongst fellow rogue traders, what of Lady Cho? Is it Lady Cho or Chu? Chorda. I like Cho better. If I was a bro, I'd be like, yo, Lady Cho! Okay, anyways.
Sort of like clenches his... There's a little moment where Iskander sort of like clenches his fist a little bit. What do you have in mind?
Well, she is one of the bigger factors in the Expanse, and one that we have recently worked with. I was thinking perhaps we could try to better the relationship there. She's like trying to be careful with it. Almost sounds like she's tiptoeing with her words on that last part.
It would be nice if she didn't raid every fucking planet I take.
She has.
No, but she stays in the company of those who would.
Well, I'm sure if a better relationship was established, she would not see the need to not warn her friends not to raid your gotten gains.
It would be useful for now.
I have had an idea, as I always do, of perhaps maybe speaking to her for you.
Don't enjoy talking with her, but I would have to know what you're speaking with her about.
Of course, you may send a scribe or another servant, or whatever you deem fit. As I understand, you don't want to even be on the same deck or let alone vessel as her. It'd be merely just pleasantries.
If I'm forced to speak with her, I'll speak with her, but if it's something along pleasantries or those lines, I'll allow you to deal with it.
Of course, I was thinking of some gifts, maybe. The first thing is to get a feel of how her disposition is, after everything considered. She might be on a more positive beat, seeing as she was able to claim the endeavor with the Xenos. Though,
I'd say 65% of whatever wreckage or salvage she could find is a fair amount.
mm-hmm. And I know how to deal with her type. At least well enough to put her in a better disposition.
I'll leave it to you then. The only way I know of dealing with her type is blowing them out of the fucking system.
She smiles at that. Well, thank you, Lord Captain. Another thing to bring to note, your relations with Lady Mormont.
Lady Mormont.
That's her name, right?
Who?
Armagrat, I think.
Armagrat.
I think
Shit.
it's Armagrat.
Where the hell did
Where'd
Mormont come
Mormont
from?
from?
I don't know.
I was conflicted for a second. I was
Dan.
like, nameless
Dan.
NPC that I met that wasn't
Totally
noble?
getting worse than Jeff.
Where did Mormont come from?
That's
Fuck.
like some Game of Thrones shit or something, right?
Don't know.
Yeah, that's some
It
Game of
sounds
Thrones.
like it.
That's a Game of Thrones name. It was a very odd, not that important character. I'm surprised they even came up with that name, but
Yeah.
fair enough.
Remember, kids, cocaine's one hell of a drug. Anyways, so
Don't
yeah.
do tricks before you play on Roll20, kids.
Yeah,
good for
don't.
you.
Yeah, it's bad. I lost my nose. Anyway, so she says, Lady Armagrat, the relation between your two dynasties. Me and Lilia have been trusted to negotiate with her. Is there any particular way you want it handled? I haven't been exactly purview to all the details yet. Though me and Ileana have been Ileana? I think I just fucked it up. Lilia have been working closely together to figure it out.
Work with Lilia on it. If she has the idea, then do as she says. The idea is to secure me a wife from the family. Strange experience for me. Never really thought I'd get married.
Why is that? You're a rogue trader.
I wasn't a rogue trader. Before I was a rogue trader, I was simply a nobleman from a very large family that served in the Imperial Navy.
That's also a very good reason to get married. Many ladies at court would find that very fetching.
Yes, but from everything I'd seen, most of the noble ladies at court were, how would I say this? Yeah, it's about what I go with.
I see.
They were a bit... Listen, I understand being noble. There's going to be some difference between nobility and the common people. It's understandable. Sometimes I think the difference is a bit too much, and there are some nobles who take it a bit too far.
Yeah, she just simply nods. Well, I just want to make sure that you're happy with all this, Lord Captain. After all, we do rely on your leadership to guide us through turbulent times. And if you're not happy, then we're not happy.
If it's good for the dynasty. Hopefully, she is a person I can get along with.
Well, if there's ever any troubles or anything, you're always welcome to talk to me.
Of course.
If you need any advice or anything, I'm always happy to lend my two thrones. She just smiles. Anyways, I must take my leave. I don't want to take up any more of your time, Lord Captain.
Dozy, please.
She bows and
Signing.
she bows and puts the glass back and heads out.
As she leaves and the door closes, I'm going to wait like 30 seconds. Woman reminds me of my mother.
That's
How so? Anyway,
in the good way or the
Damn you,
bad way.
Freud!
Oriana?
Yes, I was going to Kira's room.
You arrive at what would be
Quarters.
the you arrive at what would be the Batman's quarters for whoever was Vanessa's Batman, which at this point appears to be Kira.
Oh, she has like a bunch of servants, so it's kind of hard to pick which one out. So yeah.
Bit of homework for you
The
guys.
one-
Yeah.
I'm gonna pick out the one with fur and a tail. But yes.
Bit of homework for you lot, and anybody who might be watching who doesn't already know the answer. Look up Batman. Particularly the
It's
British.
gonna be on the test.
Particularly the British military. But
Batman. You know, I should have typed in British military.
yeah, probably.
Uh,
Jokes aside.
Here's a hint. It's basically just an adjutant, but
But the British military has a special way of wording everything.
well, to be fair.
that job
most everyone does.
sucks.
But anyways, yeah, knocking on.
Also, British officers don't duck. It's bad for morale. Anyway. Sorry, hold on. Brain resetting. Yeah, you open the door, and as you step inside, the lights are turned down. Kira's gear has been taken out of the backpack and laid out as best she can. Just apparently having looked over it and made sure all her belongings are present. And she's currently laying on the small bed. And Moriana, as best you can tell, she's crying.
Helping.
She doesn't have it that hard. We
Kira?
could have thrown her in the lower decks where she belongs, filthy abhuman.
Yeah, filthy mutant.
Yeah.
Wait, what did I say?
Wait a minute.
It's not racist if you call them
No,
mutants.
just Kira?
Yeah, I guess she looks up and sees you. She quickly wipes her eyes. Yes, ma'am. Sorry. How can I help?
Going to look out both ways, just to step in and or shut behind her. Just, is everything all right?
Yes. It is.
Doesn't seem to
apparently an
be.
honor to change station. After
Going to walk up to her. Just,
after a moment, her shoulders just sort of. She had been purposely like keeping her shoulders stiff and up, and then they just collapse, and she kind of shudders for a moment. How? Kind of looking up at you with just fear and nervousness and worry in her eyes. How can you be honored to be taken?
kneel down to try to get more at eye level, but uh, not. It's not to say that it isn't difficult, because it is. You're leaving, well, for me, my ship, my captain, effectively my life, and coming aboard a completely people with completely different crew and a completely different cap. It is quite difficult, and it is a jarring shift. And it's not easy. But I'm honored because I get to be a part of something greater.
You see her eyes seem to soften, not in any relaxed way, but almost as if despair has just crashed over her.
Good.
That is
Give
how,
up your hopes and dreams.
That is how you were always taken. New master, but always taken.
Raise an eyebrow. I'm slightly confused by your meaning.
I was raised, taught, given station. Now, Vanessa requested me. The council gave me. I am taken.
They gave her for free. I was willing to like trade too.
Yeah, they just fucking. Yeah.
Not the best way to look at it. Though, for my own part, I wasn't always taken, as you put it. I'm more or less serving my purpose. I was raised on a world devoted entirely to the worship of the God Emperor. The, not quite your council, but close. I was, well, do his will. And that brought me in His Grace's Navy. I've always served aboard a ship. That is my purpose. Well, one of them. Moreover, it is to do his will, whatever that may be. I'm still doing exactly that. All that's changed is where I am.
She shakes her head. Then it is not the same. We are not the same.
Oh?
My life was requested.
From...
My life was given. You serve. I am taken.
That movie
Your
was overrated.
services. Your services were requested.
I was requested. A healer could have had services requested. Points to her chest. I was requested. I am taken.
But dare you again your services requested because you were exceptional at what you did. You were you are a healer still. Your duty is to heal. your duty is still to heal, but specifically one of the one who is in a standing higher than you. Your purpose is still the same. It's just the surroundings around you that have changed.
We do not understand. But that can wait.
As the door is suddenly kicked open and fucking Master Karujin walks in waving a flamer. I heard there's heretics! I'm human scum!
That's not even close to. No, the minutes don't hurt. No, they're okay. Get out of here, scat. Shoot.
All the accounts are like throwing stuff at him. Go
okay.
away!
The Ministorum said they were okay, and you know it. Yeah, I know.
I just don't get to play with this very
Waving
much.
broom at him.
Sadly walks away
No,
with the
just-
flamethrower dragging across the ground behind them.
Question: would you like to meet the Dragon Slayer, the Lord Captain?
She shrugs. If is what Vanessa wants.
Ah, that's good. Broken.
My dear, you may be the personal physician to Lady, but this is still the Lord Captain's vessel. At the end of the day, it is his words that reign supreme. Well, second only to our grace, that is. Come.
Yeah, she gives a soft smile to you. No matter what Dragon Slayer want, what Vanessa want, not matter what Taken want.
I'm pretty good about myself right now.
I'm gonna roll a D2.
Hmm? What you doing?
Moriana's on the fence about something.
Don't do it.
Okay, I know what Moriana's gonna. He's like,
Okay.
do it. I'm gonna do it. Don't you do it?
The God Emperor watches all. He saw what you did in the shower, and was fairly impressed considering what it took to get involved in that with no legs and all.
He saw what she did
But
in the
still.
shower and was fairly impressive. That's a bit of a height difference to overcome for that. Makes it a bit awkward standing up.
Mm-hmm.
No, see, the thing is that she also didn't have her legs on because in the shower, so he had to hold her up the.
Oh,
So that's
okay.
impressive.
We'll get into
let's,
that later.
let's stop thinking about that because that goes into something even I don't really. That's some kink I ain't even into.
Oh yeah, that is a thing, isn't it?
Obviously, you never played Cattle with Shoujo.
I don't know.
ask
what you
your parents
just
at
said,
home,
and I probably
kids.
don't want to know. Let's just
Not as a
let's move
thing,
on.
and it's
Moving
moving on.
That's right. That's right. I forgot about that.
We'll segue
Yeah, that
out
explains
of
all the
that
science
line of
behind it.
thought.
But
Let's just
continuing
move on,
because we're
please.
making other people
Oh.
Let's
become.
just move on. I'm gonna have to cut this part.
Probably.
Well, since we're gonna cut
Probably.
it anyways.
Anyway.
Oh, for the love of God.
Oh. Please not
Tell them what it
be
is.
Shane. Because Shane is discomforted.
Okay, yeah, fine.
Anyways, but no, just. Would Ramya then in Earth home
Say again, you actually, the first half of it got cut out.
Oh. But would you prefer to stay in Earthhome?
Oh, you turd.
Not matter. Am taken. Cannot go home.
Man, I wish my cat was easily broken like this.
Raise his eyebrow. Hmm.
Council gave. Go home. Dishonor. Strike at council. Be punished.
Fair point then. Must stand place. That's fair. It'd be good to meet the Dragon Slayer then. He has stuff he wants to talk about. Come.
She rises and follows after you. And we will handle that interaction next week, as it is currently 1 a.m. here.